Oh, what fun it is to see Chelsea draw away.
Hey.
It's a shame. I thought we were going to go top of the league. But instead of being able to watch that and feel the vibrations around the top of the Premier League, we've been living the dream, watching Southampton take on Fulham. Been great, Ayad?
Yeah, and living the dream, watching Bournemouth absolutely pipe Manchester United.
I know.
Which is another story which we'll get stuck into, I'm sure.
When are we doing that? When are we getting stuck into that?
One of our
I think we
teams
should
has
do it
won
now.
this weekend.
No, although there's a scale here.
We didn't lose
Don't try and
three.
bring me into.
We
Don't
didn't
try and
lose
bring
three.
me into you two. You two are both.
We
How
lost
often
two.
does that happen?
That's
though?
not three.
You two are both in the midst of a crisis, though.
Well, we're still above Manchester United.
Is that success these days?
Well, they're
Are
a
you
massive
seeing that?
club, aren't they?
They are, but they're also a massive club in turmoil. Is that success for you?
It's embarrassing. Did you watch the Villa game?
I actually couldn't believe it. Not necessarily because of the result. Losing to Villa, I don't think it's something to be ashamed of. They're a good side with an excellent manager. But the whimper. I just thought you were so weak. You know what I expected from Man City? I expected them to be at some point like a caged animal. You know, like wild, feral, desperate for fighting like lunatics for victory. You know, if you see like an injured lion on the Serengeti and they're going crazy to survive.
Yeah.
I thought the City would be like that, and they weren't. They were like an injured animal that was about to die in the corner of the room.
So
quietly.
bad. On some level, it's the worst result out of all of them, mate. Because Man United is a derby, and they can beat you if they're bad or good. A derby can be different. Spurs are very similar. The Champions League results, Juventus, etc. There's something about that, how Aston Villa approached the game. They absolutely bullied Man City in a way that was cataclysmically bad. It was so bad, man.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you don't really have anything to offer. And the problem with City is, you know, with certain issues at clubs, you go, once this club does that, everything will be all right again. When Arsenal were going through their slump, Arsenal fans were very adamant that the second they get Martin Odegaard back, everything will be all right again. You've had other issues in certain teams. Whenever this happens, things will be okay again. With regard to Man City, short of talking about Rodri, and I feel like this issue at City is so much bigger than Rodri nowadays. It's so much bigger. This slump isn't Rodri. You know, like one defeat, you could go, it's not Rodri. It's just not. This is so much bigger than Rodri.
There's other issues there.
And I don't know what the answer is, mate. You look like you're going to get beat every week. And you're going into games now, I genuinely think you're going to lose before you kick the ball.
Well, we've got Leicester City.
You've got nice fixtures
Everton.
now. Yeah, you've got nice
Are they?
fixtures. Yeah.
Everton been doing well. They're a point against Chelsea, a point against Arsenal.
On paper, at least, Manchester City are moving into a fixture list now that is generous and kind. So it's the season of goodwill.
We've fought that a few times with some of their like. Surely they can't lose this one, and then they go and do it. And I think Everton have shown they've got some, they've got something to build on in terms of their defensive
they've had
unit.
good draw against
Keeping
Arsenal,
clean
good draw against us.
West Ham usually bend over for City, but
They've found a bit of form, West Ham, though, haven't they? They've found a little bit of form. They've started to pick up some results, got a win. I just don't know what's going on. I really don't. And you know what? I think the conversation around Guardiola is relevant. I think the conversation around Guardiola, like, you can park his legacy, you can acknowledge his prestige. In my opinion, the second best manager in the Premier League era. Not really the point for this conversation, but if you think he's the best, excellent as well. But you could still say now, whilst acknowledging his legacy, this is atrocious.
I don't know, Booth, you know better, but I've been trying to. I was watching the game while I was painting yesterday, and I was trying to think, what is the actual issue here? And like, you can lose a few games, and you go, all right, those things happen. Teams get tired or whatever. There's fatigue. There's injuries to key players. They lose a bit of confidence because Rodri's not behind them in the midfield or whatever. But it's just going on for so long now. Do you think? Now, I'm not suggesting Pep should be sacked, by the way, not at all. But do you think the dressing room may be just a little bit fatigued with the idea of Pep's style of football? How intense he can be, how on top of them he can be, how much energy they have to put into his performances. And after 4 years of winning the league consistently, Champions League in there, treble in there, have they just grown tired of what he's asking them to do?
I think it's more the fact they're tired physically, but I agree with what you're saying. I do. I think he's all-encompassing figure. He's a genius, and we saw it with maybe Ferguson. We saw it with Jurgen Klopp. We saw it with Mourinho. They do burn out. Players burn out with the same expressions, the same kind of passionate team talks. It can't get through. If you can't do what he's asking you to do on the pitch, then it can't get through. But there are things on the pitch that, like, as a fan, you can sit here and say, oh, well, I'll just accept the losses and moan about them, or when we win, we celebrate. But actually, you can sit there and be a little bit more constructive, in my opinion. And as a fan, I look at it, I think there's still options there on the bench where he should be. I think Haaland has to come off earlier. He has to just take him off. You have to take this guy off. He played the the whole game. He played the whole game against Aston Villa.
He literally doesn't touch the ball.
I suggested
First
in the
half,
group
he touched it five times, mate. There was a stat came up on the screen.
You probably took kickoff as well. So that's 4.
I suggested yesterday that maybe going to a false 9 could help you keep the ball in the final third a bit more.
Well, James McAtee's the one. I know you guys wouldn't know him massively, but he was obviously on loan last season at Sheffield United. Very, very highly respected, linked to some Premier League clubs, including Leicester City in the January transfer window. I know it's not the answer. I'm not saying we're going to win the Champions League with James McAtee, but he's a very, very exciting young kid. Why not play him in midfield, push Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden as a false 9? Because again, it's just like Haaland plays the whole game. He doesn't do anything. He came out in an interview. He looked very, very angry in the post-match interview.
Do you know why that's such a? It's an interesting shout from you, and it's an interesting thing for us to explore. But realistically, Manchester City, they've got their backs against the wall, right? The ceiling is crumbling down. If there is one thing that they desperately need, it's a goal. Who's more likely in that squad to get them a goal than anyone else? Erling Haaland. It almost feels like lunacy. And whilst I kind of agree with you, it could work. It would also look ridiculous to go like you know the other day when Arsenal needed a goal. Arsenal were desperate for a goal, and Arteta took Martin Odegaard off, and everyone kind of went, "Oh, even if he's playing badly, even if he's struggling." Your most creative player is most likely to help you provide.
But we were 2-0 down, Ross, so for a large part of the game. So the game's over.
In that game, in a
marginal game, you're right.
But what about going into your next game then? You don't genuinely believe that?
No, he starts the next game. Yeah. But 45 minutes in, if we're 1-0 down again, 2-0 down to Everton, I know it's honestly, and there's a world we lose the next 2 games. By the way, you have to change something. You have to. He's just a passenger at the moment. But the issue is Ilkay Gundogan. Games are passing him by like it's your granddad playing. Seriously, like his legs are gone.
Do you think there's anything in? And I'm not kind of digging up old ground or trying to present my opinion from 3 years ago as correct. It was wrong. I've acknowledged it was wrong. Everything that I said that day to Thogden has been proved to be totally incorrect. I'm not going over old ground. I'm not even trying to revisit that. But I am just asking. You know, in the past when we've kind of compared Haaland to the very best, and I think we went early on that. We went very premature on how good Haaland is. And it was very difficult to argue when he was basically scoring in every single game that he played in on the way to a treble. But you know what he isn't doing? You know when things don't go well for a team? Sometimes they don't go well for a team, and the reason that the team will win the game is because it's gone badly for Manchester United and Wayne Rooney decides that he's going to win it for his team. Against the run of play, probably undeserved. And Wayne Rooney goes, do you know what? I'm going to win this game. Didier Drogba, Chelsea played at Everton a decade or so ago. We didn't play particularly well. The score's 2-2 in the last minute. Didier Drogba picks the ball up from a Hernan Crespo flick on. It's a nothing chance. He literally just goes, we're going to win today. We're therefore going to win the league because of me. Watch this. And did it.
Yeah.
Watch this.
And there's so many examples over the years of excellent strikers just going, no, not today. We win today. That man on the telly there, Les Ferdinand, would have done it countless times.
The issue is he's never been that kind of player. He's never been Drogba.
But should he be?
He's never been Wayne Rooney.
Do you
do
need
anything.
him now, though, Buvey? Do you need him now
been
to just go, do you know what? I'm going to win the game for us. I'm a centre forward.
He's a fox in the box. That's what he is. The reality is Haaland is a fox in the box to an elite level that is better than almost any other striker in the history of the Premier League. Now, you bring in Drogba, you can give me aspects of Drogba's game that's far better than Haaland, and I agree with you about that. Same with Rooney, Henry, Shearer. But in terms of his finishing in the box, that's why these arguments about all-time 11s and he's top 10 strikers ever, he's been here 3 seasons, because of how good he is in the box. The ball's not arriving to him in the box, and that's why I said a few weeks ago, the back five.
Take more responsibility then?
He's a counter-attack, at best, in this situation, he's a counter-attacking striker where the ball has to get played over the top. He uses pace, and he's not running at players. The ball doesn't get played over the top
but
to
the
him.
point I'm making is, should he be? Should he be doing more?
He's never had the touch. He's never had that ability.
When Man United needed a goal and Ruud van Nistelrooy picks the ball up in his own half and just runs the length of the pitch.
Yeah.
Like, I know that that's not Haaland's game, but he's apparently the best striker in the world. His team need him now more than ever.
You remember when I
it's
said,
a cop-out to
he has
go,
to do more.
We aren't making chances for him.
He has to do more.
Yeah,
he has to do more.
Do you remember when I said I think Pep hates him? And this was when he was doing well.
Now.
And people kind of like went, what are you talking about? And I just meant by his style of playing, his style as a footballer. I don't think he brings enough to the all-round game to appease someone like Pep, personally.
There was that moment in the Manchester derby where Phil Foden's saying to Haaland, come shorter, come in front of the Man United centre-back. The Man United centre-back, I can't remember who it was, but I think he's the one that plays the ball over to Amad Diallo.
Yeah, Phil Foden wants to roll it into his feet, him hold it for a minute, him hold it for a beat, and allow Foden to break
take him off.
The way Harry Kane would. If you play the ball into Kane's feet, invariably you make a run either side of him and you pick the ball.
And he was a nasty footballer, Kane. people underestimate.
They were all great.
He put his back in and he'd elbow people, and you're not seeing any of that.
But you see, Haaland is worthy of discussion. Guardiola is worthy of discussion. Obviously, you mentioned Gundogan. Do you know what seems to have got coverage suddenly? Grealish. Suddenly. I think it's 45 games, 0 goals.
Yeah, look, this isn't me being stubborn, because I know I'm very stubborn when it comes to Jack Grealish. He had a good game yesterday. He had a good, not great game.
I thought
he was
your
Foden
best.
was good.
Foden was all right.
He was your best threat.
Ortega was the best player, but outfield player, it was definitely Grealish.
Mental that you got beat and your keeper was your best player, isn't it?
Yeah, you should have been 4-0.
No. I agree with your assessment.
So bad, Rory.
It's just crazy.
We're so bad, mate.
It's crazy, and Stone's obviously out. Like,
but then it's your opinion. If your manager says you have to come back and you got an injury, you're chronically injured. The guy was crocked. He pressed into midfield for the first goal against Yuri Tielemans. Guardiola said press high on Tielemans. The guy was 15 yards up the pitch. He's got no pace. He's 30 years old.
Tielemans, an exceptional player, isn't he?
Yeah, he's incredible.
You could have done. It was a weird situation. When you're looking at the Man City game and you're looking at the Aston Villa play, and you're looking at the pitch, and Man City's riches, Man City's wealth of talent, the brilliance of their squad. You're looking at the game and you're like, why is the best player on this pitch by a mile Yuri Tielemans in an Aston Villa shirt? Like, how has it got to... If Tielemans is the best player out of all of the players that are available, why is he not wearing Man City sky blue?
Should have signed him. But he had that weird spell when he first went to Aston Villa, didn't quite work out. He's got a bit of a reputation maybe for not quite... Maybe not working as hard as he could, or I don't know if that's true. He was fantastic. He scored that. Remember that goal in the FA Cup final? No one talks about it.
Yeah. You talk about it. You talk about it an awful lot. When you say no one talks about it, I reckon you bring it up every other show.
In the pantheon of FA Cup final, like, world class goals, it's right up there, isn't it?
It's a brilliant goal.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, it's no Frank Lampard against Everton 09, but it's a very good goal. Don't get me wrong. So yeah, I mean, I just don't know what to make of it.
What?
If he loses the next two, he'll walk.
Are a few signings going to fix this, or what is the actual? Can you? I mean, if you could put your finger on it, you'd be working at City now. But what the hell's going on? It just feels so.
Do you need a new manager?
You asked after 6 games, how long does this have to go on for?
Was it 6?
Maybe it was a bit more, but it was at least 6 games ago, right? How long does this have to go on for until the manager's got to go?
It's not the thing is, right, what Rory said a few weeks ago was right in the sense, how long until he walks, then it's right. If the question is how long until the club sack him / City fans want him gone, the question is
City
void.
Fans will never want him gone.
Exactly.
I agree.
And same with the club. The club's that loyal.
But the problem is the club, as much as I actually disagree with what you've just said there. When you start talking about the loyalty of the club, these are business people, and maybe Manchester City's ownership are the first ever example of loyalty from businessmen in business.
But we're still in the top. Sounds ridiculous. We're still in the top 10. We're still in the FA Cup. We're still in the Champions League. Just about.
You're in the FA Cup because you haven't played a game. You're not in the FA Cup because you've made it to the semi-final.
But what I'm saying is we're not in March and we've lost every cup competition. We're out of the Champions League. We're 50.
That almost makes it more interesting, though. That almost makes it more interesting from their point of view because the season is salvageable.
If you're the owner, if you've got to think, right, I'm not talking about this season. What's the next 3, 4, 5 years? The club is in better shape next season, in August next year, with Pep Guardiola, with a load of new transfers. It's weird, isn't it?
Because when you talk about sacking a manager, quite often what you say, when I say the term sack a manager, it's emotional. It's emotive. People are hearing those words. And quite often what you're doing when you're saying that is you're linking blame to the manager. You're suggesting the manager is no longer good enough. Sometimes that isn't necessarily the truth. Sometimes the journey just ends. It's over. It isn't that Guardiola isn't the best manager in the world. It isn't that Manchester City are finished as a club. It's just that the marriage...
Mourinho the first time.
But the owners would never think that.
I mean, yeah, it's an example. I mean, the one that really strikes me as being that, and it was the wrong decision, but when Abramovich decided to get rid of Carlo Ancelotti, which was a terrible decision, that was 15 years ago, and Carlo Ancelotti won the European Cup last year.
Yeah.
We sacked this man. It wasn't that we went, he's sacked, he's finished, he's not good enough to manage Chelsea. Far from it.
But the owners won't do that. Honestly, I know the owners quite well in terms of when they communicate with fans, what they talk about, their strategy. I can make an assessment. Trust me. And the only way they'd sack him this season is if he said, "Look, let me go." No, they'll never sack him unless the club went down to 18th, 19th in the league and losing 5-0 every week.
And then he probably walks.
I know it sounds crazy. We're not that bad.
No, you're not going to.
We beat Forest.
The worst it gets for him is mutual consent.
Lucky you had that run at the beginning of the season. Lucky
Kept us afloat.
Yeah.
Do you remember that when we were looking at Savinho and we were going like, oh my God.
Yeah, against Chelsea. You
How are we going to cope with these?
But it was in terms of like the first few games of the season. Remember, Haaland scored basically every week. He hadn't touched the ball since, but he scored basically every week.
I regret a few things I tweeted about Guardiola, saying he's the best manager of all time in the Premier League. I tweeted some mad stuff at the start of the season. That's how good we were.
What have you?
We were unbelievable. I said Haaland was the greatest number 9. That, and the other.
You know that debate around managerial legacies. Do you think that this has? So I think I've always suggested that Ferguson is the best. I think lots of people have countered that and suggested Guardiola. If you believe Guardiola, or you believe, say a month ago when this, or 2 months ago before this run, if you then thought Guardiola, does this run maybe tap into Ferguson's legacy?
Yeah, but
Ferguson never lost more than 3 in a row, did he?
No, but Ferguson lost 16. I think he lost 16 in a season in 89-90. Took him 4 years to win the league.
Very different Man United team, though.
Yeah, but you're still a big club, aren't you? So there's still a lot of games to lose, by the way.
Do you think, no, okay, mate, I'm just curious. Do you think it does? Do you think there's anybody that thought it was Guardiola, the best manager the Premier League's ever seen, and this run has made them reassess?
No.
Do you think that's happened?
No. What if he wins the Champions League this season? There's crazy things have happened.
Remember, we are sponsored by Sky Bet. Thank you very much to Sky Bet for sponsoring us. And something super is coming to town, Rory.
That's right. I am really looking forward to this. And sports fans, I need you to come together because Sky Bet Super Week, super-sized, with not 1 but 2 weeks of free bets. Huge boosts, giveaways. It's going to be fantastic. So make sure that you download the Sky Bet app.
Yeah, right? All the offers from Friday the 20th of December to Thursday the 2nd of January. There'll be some special offers dropping across football, horse racing, boxing, darts, and many, many more.
Sit back, get the sport on, and get ready for even more of what you love. Sky Bet for the fans, and we'll have plenty more stuff coming up for you guys with Sky Bet. The link's in the description. Obviously, you have to be 18 and over. T's and C's apply as well. But yeah, get stuck into that. And thank you to Sky Bet for supporting us here at the club and allowing us to continue bringing you this great content now.
Going to be great, eh? The old Sky Bet Super Week.
Yeah.
Loads going on. 2 weeks of free bets, huge boosts.
Massive.
And giveaways.
Yep.
2 weeks of free bets.
Have we finished talking about Man City?
I mean, I could go on, but possibly.
All right. Well, you'll enjoy this bit. Man United lost 3-0 against Bournemouth today.
Yeah.
I was on the train into London, so I didn't see the whole game, thank God for me. Because I probably would have just jumped on the tracks. But the first half, I saw that. And the mistakes that we're making, Joshua Zirkzee marks the young lad that scores the goal. Sorry, his name's just slipped my mind right now. But he marks the young lad that scores the goal. And somehow, when he's touch tight with him, and when the ball comes in and he gets his header on it, he's three yards away.
Yeah, and then he is.
How does that even happen? Like, what are you doing? And it's the early stages of the game. I don't understand it. And another mistake for a penalty for them from Mazraoui. I'll let Mazraoui off with that one, to be honest. I think he's been excellent for Manchester United since his arrival.
The two things can be true, though. It's not about letting him off.
Yeah,
Mazraoui has been a brilliant Premier League player. No two ways about it. But he made a pig's ear of that decision. Like,
it was a bad challenge. Yeah. It was really late. It didn't really make sense.
So what are the results then? Back-to-back losses. Man United lost back-to-back games, and they beat City.
Yeah.
Then they lost to Bournemouth.
Yeah.
What were the back-to-back losses?
Spurs
and
Bournemouth.
No, you lost 2 in a row. Then you beat City.
Sorry, Forest.
That's the one.
3-1 Forest. Yeah.
We're conceding so many goals at home as well. And I refer back. Like, I'm not pointing the finger at Amorim here. I'll refer back to something that he said a while ago, because I've seen some Manchester United fans rushing to, like, say on Twitter and places like that, we should just start playing a system that suits the players. And I refer back to something that he said, like, we're going to have to go through this, because if we can revert back now, but in a year's time, we're still going to be in the same place. We're going to have to go through this system of trying to see who fits in with the style, trying to get people up to speed with the style. And I do think there were periods against Spurs, there were periods against City, where Manchester United looked really comfortable in possession and it looked like the system was working. And then you have days like today where, look, I know people are bringing up the XG and things like this and saying United's XG was better than Bournemouth's and all that. When you watch the game, you could tell Bournemouth were in control. And I think today is a day where the stats are lying to you. Like, they were in control. There was only going to be one winner of the match. Some of the players really need to take a long, hard look at themselves. And some of them just simply aren't good enough. And if we can turf out Marcus Rashford.
Though, isn't it? That's the problem. Like, when a new manager comes in, people kind of go, come on in. And you're like, there's no amount of tactical tweaks that can make Dalot a good player. Like, they just don't exist. Like, that isn't a manager. It doesn't matter who it is. Think of the best manager in your opinion. Like, I'll go Mourinho 05, 06. Mourinho can't make Dalot a good player.
No.
Like, there's nothing.
Martinez.
Interestingly, Mourinho brought him
How
to
many?
Man
How many?
United.
Yeah.
How many players?
Yeah, he might have been good. What I just think he's
But
so
it's even
average,
like,
Dalot.
look
But
at
it's
Thuram
not even
Malacia.
about Dalot. Yeah.
Look at Thuram Malacia, for example. He played wing back for us today. And look, he had a shocking injury. He's been out for 18 months, had a real bad time with it. But even before that 18 months of injury, he was a good backup at best. You're not going to have 18 months out and come back better.
No.
You're gonna decline. You look at Delot's been poor this season. I know I defended him a lot.
Martinez.
He was good last season. Lissandro Martinez seems to have dropped off a cliff.
Yeah.
Andre Onana didn't look good today.
Yeah, Bruno Fernandes, I've always
Xerxes.
defended, but Fernandes hasn't looked as good as you would expect. And it's these moments, when things aren't going well, that's when Bruno Fernandes needs to shine. Like, he's arguably the best player in the squad. That's when he needs to demonstrate that.
Someone that I do think is looking worth the money we paid for him is Ugarte. I think he's looked quite good in the last couple of games. And we took him off today, I think maybe because he was on a booking. And maybe, the manager didn't want to lose a man when we're 2-0 down and you're chasing the game. And we took him off and we dropped Bruno back into midfield. I don't think that helped. Again, I'm a big fan of Rasmus Højlund, but so inconsistent.
Your love,
and maybe
your love for Højlund
I don't love
the
him.
moment when I think about
I don't love any footballers
Does my
anymore.
dear friend need to go on a one-way ticket to Broadmoor? Because I just don't
I don't love any
Højlund.
footballers anymore.
I don't, Buvey.
No, he's
when Adam talks about Højlund, like 9 times out of 10, what I hear from Adam affects the way I feel about Man United. I listen to him, I respect his opinion, and it will infiltrate my own, like, via osmosis, I pick up his thoughts and I either agree or disagree. I don't think I've ever disagreed with anything you've ever said more than this love and almost like diligent support of Rasmus Højlund. I honestly have seen nothing to suggest that he's the player.
The reason why
nothing.
is because I see a young player that actually has a knack for scoring goals. I know he didn't score a huge amount in his first season, but he scored 16 when Manchester United were abysmal. And I thought it'd be difficult for any striker to score that amount of goals in the team that we play for. He also has more, remember his form in the Champions League? He was like a house on fire, scoring plenty of goals. He's got 5 in Europe.
House on fire is a big phrase.
There are moments where he looks like a really good striker. And then there are other moments where he spends half the time battling with defenders with his back, wrestling
He wouldn't
people.
start for Bournemouth.
His link-up play is not good enough at times. And you're just thinking, what's going on here?
No.
Xerxes, by the way,
He's the slowest player in the history of the Premier League.
I was prepared to give him some time, but I don't forget the speed of him. It's just some things that he does. You're like, who the hell is this?
Honestly,
Yeah.
Like, what is this guy?
See, the way you're talking about Xerxes is the way I feel about Xerxes, but it's kind of how I see Højlund as well. And again, this now taps into the point that I was trying to make and probably didn't land about Amorim, which is, this isn't a reflection on Amorim. You can't judge him because there is no manager in the world that suddenly spins via tactics Xerxes into a good footballer. Højlund into a...
You would expect a little bit better than 3-0 at home to Bournemouth.
Yeah, no, that's unacceptable.
No, but Bournemouth are one
Agreed.
of those teams. If you don't turn up, especially under this new manager, they will make you.
Of course.
Yeah, but Buvey's
one of
right,
those
mate.
teams.
But Buvey's
I remember
Yeah, no, he's 100% right. You
when
shouldn't be
Mancini
losing.
first
I don't
joined
know
Man
we're gonna
City, Mancini had a bit of a weird squad, and it was the first few years of the ownership. Like, it's a different situation entirely. But he came in. Good managers, I think, just steady the ship. Yeah. Not every manager can come in. Mourinho 04 have a side ready to win the Premier League. No, it's not easy. But you got to be better than that. 3-0 at home, and I don't think he's been helped. I think the Rashford situation is, sometimes it takes me a week to digest something. Your arguably best player, biggest money. Your iconic footballer in the modern era for Manchester United. He's coming out giving interviews. Why is it no different to the Ronaldo Piers Morgan thing a couple of years ago?
I don't think it's the same, but I agree with your point.
It sets the
I don't
tone.
think it's the same as that, but I agree with your point.
It's not as bad because the Ronaldo thing was obviously also it's Piers Morgan. I mean, Henry Winter far more respected. I get that, but it sets the tone in the dressing room, doesn't it? A 350k a week doesn't buy you loyalty.
It's not just that issue either. You got the Garnacho issue bubbling on.
And so what's happening with him?
No one knows. Well, he's been in the squad for the last 2 games, and apparently he's been training well. But you've got that bubbling under. What is it? Why was he dropped? Was it because he's leaking the team news? Was it because of this? Because there was rumours, yeah. And again, they're rumours. Put that out there first.
Yeah.
That his brother or nephew or someone like that was selling team news for 25 quid a pop to someone. What the fuck fuck is going on? 25 quid. Listen, Rasmus,
20? It can't
sorry,
be.
Alejandro
It can't
Garnacho,
be.
give him a 50
That
out
says
your
where
pocket
you-
and tell him to shut the fuck up.
Do you know
man.
what? If this was in 2003
That's
Sir
not
Alex
true.
Ferguson, that team needs to be worth £2,000.
Can I just?
That's
can
where
I,
you are
can
now.
I just
25 quid.
Can I just
No one
point-
cares.
I need to point
Don't
something
matter.
out here. I don't know this for sure, but I feel like I know this for sure. That didn't happen. That just didn't
talk
happen.
about it.
I know, but that didn't happen.
Where'd you sell? If I had team news on Man City, I said, Roy,
Who'd you sell it to?
What is it, on a piece of paper? A little handkerchief?
No,
I've
but-
written it
but
down.
other-
Roy, here you go. Carl Walker right back.
Big accounts would buy it from you, wouldn't they?
Who?
Big accounts that
Big
would
Twitter
want to
account.
leak. A big
Yeah,
Twitter
but they just
account would
make
love
up
the
stuff
exclusive.
anyway. They're not in the know like I am on Twitter, for example, or anyone else. Like they're not in the know. But what do you want? Oh,
What's the last bit of
Delo's
news
at
you
right back,
brought?
lads. Delo's at right back. We're going to lose 3-0 to Bournemouth.
It's actually bad.
Give me
No, but
25
that-
quid.
but that-
Some of the
big.
team news has been breaking early in the morning of a game or a day before the game sometimes.
Yeah, Liverpool could use team news against Real Madrid in the Champions League final.
Garnacho's in the team that
Yeah.
this person has
I'm-
for the news.
I just can't believe. I thought that was interesting there. That the comparison between, if you think about the reaction from not only from Manchester United fans but from everybody, the general consensus is Cristiano Ronaldo going and taking part in an unsanctioned interview with Piers Morgan whilst being a Manchester United player. That was seen as being totally unacceptable by everyone. And
Lukaku,
ultimately-
Chelsea.
Lukaku at Chelsea, he did it Sky Italia, didn't he? Absolutely, totally unacceptable. I never really thought about it.
On some way, it's
Why
worse.
is Rashford? Yeah,
in
well,
my opinion, because he knows that it's not
In the
right. He's
interest
a
of
Man United fan.
fairness, yeah.
Ronaldo can be seen as a little bit of a mercenary,
and the
he's,
excuse you could
he's
make,
a big name.
the
He's
excuse
bigger
you
than Man
could
United
make-
on some
The
level.
excuse you can make for Ronaldo is it didn't happen. It happened during the season, but it didn't happen during the season because the season took a pit stop for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Man United played their last game against Fulham. Garnacho scored, ironically. Garnacho scored. They played
Game's gonna
Fulham.
kick off.
Everybody went off to the World
The
Cup.
World Cup, the interview dropped.
So there was a gap. It wasn't sort of.
Plus,
during the
Ronaldo
season.
can say stuff because he's done everything with Man United. He has the leverage to say, as long as it was wrong what he did, don't get me wrong, but he's won everything with Manchester United. He's won the Champions League with Man United, Ronaldo. He can almost say anything he wants. Do you know what I mean?
In the interest of
Rashford's done
fairness to
nothing.
Rashford, and from what Henry Winter has reported himself, because he responded to some of the news and some of the rumours that were put out there, he said himself that was a pre-arranged interview for 2 weeks, and the club were well aware of it.
Oh, so it wasn't
But-
unsanctioned.
It wasn't unsanctioned. The
That's
club
fair
were well
enough.
aware.
Okay,
of
well, I
it.
mean, that's a
And I
crucial
think-
ingredient.
I mean,
That's a
that's
crucial ingredient to the story. If it's unsanctioned, it's the same as Lukaku and Ronaldo. If it's not unsanctioned, take it
No,
all
I
back.
also
Still not
think
ideal,
the
is
club
it,
are
though?
using
Still-
that, and I think you've seen a lot of leaks and reports and stuff like that from the club trying to besmirch Rashford's name. Now, some of them could be true or not, but it's very unlike a club the size of Manchester United to do that to one of their own players, especially a player that they want to build up. But I'm sure Sir Jim Ratcliffe will be happy to see another man out of a job.
I'm not sure that he'll be happy to see Marcus Rashford leaving the club, though.
He
Because
will.
whatever you think of Rashford, well, I suppose the wages. I was about to
100%
say,
pure profit.
yeah, and the wages.
Some of the decisions he's made recently, like he's took the MUDSA, Manchester United's Disabled Sports Association, slashed their budget by. Their budget was 40 grand. He slashed it to 20 grand. Like there's a lot. He's stopped giving.
Sad, isn't it? So
like
sad.
You know, like a steward of the game or whatever the hell they call
They're
it.
so good,
Yeah.
aren't they?
They don't get their £50 bonus anymore. Like you know,
It was
like
an
little
M&S thing,
Yeah, I
wasn't it? It
saw
was
the
the-
M&S
it's-
voucher.
And then someone
That
on
M&S
Twitter
voucher
was like,
was crazy.
someone
Rather
on
than giving £100, they got £50 spent at Marks and Spencer's.
And do you remember when we criticised Newcastle and Spurs
Amanda Staveley.
for the post-match pre-season, post-match?
yeah.
post-season
They all
friendly?
went off to Australia.
We've just got one booked in
Right.
for Malaysia. I mean, I'll be there.
Against who?
I'll be
Against
right
who?
there. I'm not sure who it's against.
You need
but
one
it's
of
in
their
Kuala
local side.
Lumpur
If you want to
at the
win
end
that,
of
you're going to
May.
need Malaysia FC or something. You can't have a Premier League side in that game. You
Oh
won't
my
win
God!
it.
Oh my God! Did you see what he just did there? He's chipped the ball straight into Salah's feet. Fraser Foster, off the back of what happened in
It
the
was
week,
horrendous against United.
Have you seen
off the back of what's happened in the week, he's done it again. He's literally done it again.
He's the biggest lump in the world.
Oh my
Oh
God!
my God.
Do you know what Salah has to do? So
Salah
much
couldn't have
better
asked
there?
for a better pass.
Needs to give it into Szoboszlai,
Look
doesn't
at
he?
this. It's the best
my
forward in
God.
the world. What an idiot, man. Boot it.
Oh my God! Salah's got to score there. Go far post, doesn't it?
You've seen his saving with his feet. He saves it like he's a
Yeah.
paraleague.
He saves the way. He's a goalkeeper in the way that I am.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you know, if you put me in goal,
You don't
I
put
basically
gloves on.
put, well, I don't wear
Yeah,
gloves,
don't
and I'm
put
not
gloves.
ever touching the ball. It's
Put your
just
legs out and turn your
hurts, man. Yeah. I basically, the way that I save a ball in goal is the same. What Foster. Basically, get yourself safe. And then try and save it, but get out of the way. Make sure that you know where it's going, and then try and get your foot in the way.
He wasn't good
That's what he does.
7 years
I reckon
ago.
I'm better than him in goal.
7 years ago, he wasn't good enough for
Do
the
you know
Premier
what he
League.
did to me once, Fraser Foster? He was playing at Southampton. Right? He ended up having to take a penalty against me. And I was like, this is so stupid. Like, they put me in...
Where was this?
It was when I was working. I had a job at goal.com, right? And they put me in goal for a Fraser Foster penalty down at their training ground. I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't care about... At Southampton. I was like, I don't want to do this. Put the gloves on, and I'm standing there. I was like, fucking hell, you stupid bastard. Like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you going to take this penalty? He's taking it all seriously as well. So I'm like, go on in. And I stand there, and stand in the middle of the goal, 5'0". And I basically went, just fucking put it either side. I'm not even going to go near it. I just don't care. He just lashed it straight down the middle at me. I was like, fuck, he broke my wrist.
Did you save it?
Yeah, I saved it. I didn't want to save it. I absolutely no. I didn't save it.
But you won.
But I basically saved it to protect myself.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
You've saved a penalty from a professional footballer.
Yeah. He's playing for Spurs.
Professional footballer.
He's playing for Spurs.
Professional. Are goalkeepers footballers?
He's probably on 35 grand a week.
I mean,
Our goalkeepers
like Edison is, but
yeah, of course.
Fraser Forster's
Are
not.
goalkeepers actual
Yes,
footballers?
yeah,
I think they're a completely different entity.
I think though, if you put Fraser Forster in like one of our goals games, he looks like the best player.
He'd be the best player in the league.
With his feet. I'm not sure that's true, mate.
Not Fraser Forster.
I'm not
Edison
sure.
would be.
I'm not sure.
Alisson would be.
Look, there are some goalkeepers that are obviously excellent footballers. Fraser Foster's not one of them.
Oh, what a touch.
As we just saw when he chipped the ball up to Salah.
From Van Dijk then.
That's outrageous.
There was a touch by
They're going to smash these up.
Kulusevski as well, where he span it around the defender that looked really good.
Yeah, this is
they're gonna
all
smash
playing
these
out.
lot.
Spurs could win 3-0 here today.
Or lose 5-0.
Yeah.
They're an amazing club, really, aren't they? Because you literally have no idea what you're going to get. Like, it wouldn't be surprising if they're 4-0 down at half time. Wouldn't be surprising if they're 2-0 up at half time.
Come on, you Spurs.
I kind of want a draw here, which is the kindest I've ever been.
You don't want to draw. You want Liverpool to lose.
No, I don't think so. I don't think I can ever want Tottenham to win.
All right.
Yeah, but come on, you're going to win the title if Liverpool
You don't want
drop
Tottenham
points.
to win.
No, but you don't really want Tottenham to resurrect either. I don't want Tottenham to have the euphoria.
No, but
of
they'll
beating
lose
them.
their next game. We've said this all along.
Yeah, they've already beaten Man City like in one of their best ever Premier League results, and then got beat by Ipswich or whatever, didn't they?
God.
Yes.
Beat us twice in the run.
Yeah. Ange Postecoglou. I mean, it's just Tottenham generally have it over you, don't they?
That run,
They kind of started it though, knocking you out of the cup.
yeah, it's bad, mate. I don't know what to. I honestly don't know what to say.
No, it's
What do you say?
It's crazy. I agree. It's
Probably
crazy.
seen about 7 losses in the last 7 years, let alone anything else.
Yeah. I just think Liverpool looks so complete as well. Did you think it was weird? You know the way some results were spun for Liverpool? You know when they got that draw at Fulham and the draw at St James's Park?
Yeah.
Everybody seemed to position it as being like negative for Liverpool. And I was like, hang on. You're literally not going to win.
Draw.
You're not going to win every game. But going away to
Amazing
St
draw,
James's
yeah.
Park, going away to St James's Park midweek, off the back of playing Man City, off the back of playing Real Madrid, and St James's Park under the lights, intense run. At the time, they didn't know it, but they thought they had Everton on the weekend. I feel like a point away there in those circumstances is a good point. And
definitely.
they got the point, and everyone went.
I think
2
it's because
points
they were
dropped.
winning late, weren't it?
They were winning late.
Yeah, so
but they
I
were
think
also losing relatively late.
Yeah.
Well, they're saying that we're thinking Arsenal are going to keep winning everything and City are going to keep winning games, and neither side can even do that.
I thought Arsenal looked
So
good
now
yesterday, though.
He
Worryingly
did,
good.
but Palace, I don't know. Some of the goals Palace gave away.
Mate,
Cheap.
I know. But
Jesus.
Arsenal did look good.
Jesus scored 5
Scored 5 against Palace.
yeah.
Scored 5 goals in 2
He's
games.
like that. He looked like the best
But
player in
But
the world.
he has to persist with Jesus up front now.
He'll look good,
Yeah.
mate, but honestly, in a couple of weeks, he'll be shit again.
But
I
It's so
think someone
weird.
described the decision to play Havertz up top as a vanity decision by the manager.
No, but they do exist.
I kind of get it.
No, they
yeah.
do exist. Those decisions do exist because you've nailed your mast. You've nailed your colours to the mast with regard to a player. You need that player to succeed.
It was like when he signed him as well, that he was going, come here, I'll make you the player
sort it
Chelsea
out.
couldn't.
Yeah. And well, he signed him as a midfielder as well, didn't he, to replace Xhaka? But you see, I don't think he's very good, Havertz. And I say it all the time. I just think he's rubbish. I really do. You know how many goals he scored this season?
Got 6 in the league.
11.
Yeah, 11 in all comps.
Like 11's
11's not bad.
I mean, he
It's a
could
lot,
end up
man.
with 25 this
11.
I agree. I don't think he's a great player. I don't think he's a bad player.
We're
though.
not quite halfway through the season, and he's already got 11. If he mimics that, it's about as Adam said, 25
If he
goals
ends
in
up
the
with
season.
25 goals, that's good.
That's good.
That's what I'm saying. He's on course for.
Well, I thought you were saying that was a bad return.
No,
Oh,
what I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah.
is, what I'm
he's a
saying
bad
is,
footballer
I'm
getting a good
totally
return.
contradicting myself. I can't really work,
yeah.
I can't really work it out. What I mean is, I think he's rubbish. And I'm constantly telling everyone he's rubbish.
I just think
and then he's
good.
going to score 25 goals this season.
But by
And you're
good,
like, well,
I
he's
think
not
he's a
rubbish
6 out of
then,
10. I think he's a 6 out of 10 at this level. I think he's 6 or 7.
But
out of
would
10.
he?
Not 10 out of 10, but he's a 6 out of 10.
Would those goals be? I know last season he scored a few winners. Would those goals be
big goals
crucial
this
goals,
season.
or the third in a?
No,
They're always the third or fourth.
yesterday it wasn't.
Rebound as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, yesterday it was. Rice scored a good goal yesterday.
Yeah.
Declan Rice changed the game actually when he came on.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
They looked a bit shoddy in that midfield, and then Declan Rice got involved.
Well, they played just two. They played Partey by himself with Odegaard.
But the thing is,
They
Partey
played
needs to
4-2-4.
play as a six. When they play him elsewhere, sometimes they don't
weird.
play him at all. Partey as a six is their best midfield.
They're not. If they win the Premier League, I'll be surprised on a way I've never been surprised
Do you
before in
think
my
that
life.
Gabriel Jesus could be the like this time last week? If I was sitting here and saying these words, you would have gone, "Don't be stupid."
He's a Brazilian Eddie Nketiah, and let's be honest.
Is Gabriel Jesus? Oh my God, that's a terrible header out. Is that Trent Alexander-Arnold? He's headed it straight to the edge of his own box. You can't do
Sent him
that.
to the shops there.
You literally can't. Oh, you just shoved him
That's
over.
a free kick.
Alexander-Arnold.
It's a free kick. Ref.
Just don't get it with Alexander-Arnold.
You know who's been really good for Spurs? I think Kulusevski, but everyone knows I'm a fan of his. But Jed Spence's been really good in the
last couple of games, hasn't it? Last four, 5.
That's a
Fucking foul.
That's a penalty
man.
as well.
What's he doing?
It's in the box.
Mate,
How is that not a foul?
It's in the box. That's a penalty.
It might just be a free
I can't
kick.
believe it might just be a free kick.
It
But it's a
ends
foul.
outside.
I mean, it's non-negotiably a foul.
And how have they not even checked it?
I just can't believe
Liverpool
Alexander-Arnold.
in it. I've been saying it for years.
What were we thinking in the comments? Was that a foul? Because we're kind of unsure whether it was in the box or outside the box. But was it a foul?
You see, just going back to Gabriel Jesus, has any one player gone from being totally wasteful and perhaps finished at a club, and 4 days later being like he's gone from wasteful to clinical? He's gone
But we
from
know
bit
he
part
has
player.
this ability, though.
He's gone from bit part player to must start in 3 days. Has anyone ever done that before?
We know he's got this ability. It's whether he can do it consistently. And whether he can... Oh, Salah's in.
Oh, he's
Fraser
got to
Forster
be a
with a
goal.
save. Blocked on the line. Was there an
Good
offside
game,
in the
innit?
build-up
It's
to
all
that?
getting. It's all going on.
Yeah, I think we've known that Gabriel Jesus has the ability to score goals. It's whether he can do it consistently, whether he can do it in the big games,
Yeah.
and whether he can do it for a team that's going to win the league.
Yeah. See, that's Trent Alexander-Arnold there. That is a nutshell, isn't it?
Yeah, like a minute of play. Yeah.
Over that end of the pitch, he's tried his best to give away a penalty, made a terrible decision because he'd been caught totally out of position. And then he has played one of the most glorious passes that we'll see today. Straight into Mohamed Salah, who arguably should do better. Szoboszlai on the follow-up should do better. He is so awkward to predict because he's capable of both. And he's not a midfielder. That's it, though, isn't it? Literally, in the space of about 30 seconds, we've witnessed the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Ro in the comments says, Jesus has never been bad. He's had so many missed chances, it's kind of unreal. But isn't that
But
the
missed
point we're
chances
making?
is bad, then.
Yeah, I think that's
You don't
the
go,
kind
he's
of
had a
point we're
great
making.
game, he's missed a load of chances.
If he finds form, Arsenal could easily find their way to silverware with everyone firing.
Can he be the answer, though?
Yeah, the League Cup. They're in the League Cup.
Yeah, mate, the League Cup's got some great ties in it. Shaping up for a Tottenham Arsenal
Spurs,
final,
Liverpool?
isn't it? Shaping up for Tottenham Arsenal final, yeah.
No,
Spurs,
Liverpool win.
Arsenal, Newcastle.
Yeah.
It'll be an Arsenal-Liverpool final, won't it?
Yeah, it won't be Spurs.
I don't know if Liverpool need it. I know it sounds crazy, particularly when you're in a semi-final, but I feel like it could be their... I feel like Liverpool don't need to play a League Cup final
Well, that's a foul.
in a weekend.
I know what you mean.
Like,
But if they're so good, you end up just winning it. Sometimes it's just like osmosis. You just get it because you're the best side. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you just turn up and win it kind
Just
of thing.
float through it, like whatever.
Yeah. I just feel like...
Is it still too late?
Yeah, you can't go out now if you're Liverpool, but equally, they could have probably done with going out in the third round.
Yeah. Like City did. It's helped us massively this season. Against Spurs.
Helped us massively. You know when Enzo Maresca decided we didn't fancy it at St James's Park?
Yeah.
I thought that was a bad decision. Sorry.
Ruben Amorim's just been doing his press conference, and midway through, the ceiling started leaking.
At Old Trafford?
Yeah. Which, I mean, there's leaks everywhere at Old Trafford now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bad... I just don't know what's going on.
Cowboy Builders, isn't it? What was the show on BBC called?
Cowboy Builders.
Was it called Cowboy
My
Builders?
uncle was on
No,
it once
it
because he
was
got
called-
someone to do his kitchen or something, and they absolutely
No,
got him
what was
over.
it?
Didn't rock up.
Yeah.
A pile of bricks outside for eight months.
Do you know that genre of daytime TV 15 years ago was so good?
Yeah. What was the other? Crime Watch?
Yeah,
Oh,
during
Crime
the
Watch
day.
is mint.
During the day
Yeah.
when they used to have it on every single
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Raj.
Wait, every day?
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to
Not
do
Crime
like
Watch.
a 10:30 Crime Watch every day.
I'm on about the one with...
Do you know I did one
Remember
of
Jill
those ones?
Dando when that was on it?
What?
Jill Dando was Crime Watch.
Yeah.
Jill Dando.
Crime Watch was once a week. Do
you know
it was a special? It wasn't like every day, was it?
Yeah, it
No,
wasn't every
Crime
day.
Watch was once a month, I think. Like back in the day, and then they did like a.
There wasn't much crime in the early 2000s. And
No, there was, but they build up...
Now
to
it's
the
every
stuff,
day.
innit?
Yeah, mate, they save up all the best stuff.
It's live streaming now every day, mate.
Yeah, they save it. They save it up. Yeah, I used to
Okay,
love
now
So you
how's
did it-
your touch, son? You see that?
Yeah.
pass?
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I did a. You know when they used to do a reconstruction?
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was on BBC?
BBC one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael Burke, and then he did 999.
Peter Kay's covered that. You know the reconstructions really well,
Has he?
where they're running in and like you know how because you can't swear on the BBC, so they're going,
Yeah.
"Give me your
Give me-
fudging money."
Yeah. give me some of the money.
Did they solve any
Please?
crimes? What do you think?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
of
did.
course it
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
But how
loads.
many as a percentage? What's the conversion rate?
I mean,
1%,
I reckon
50%?
the police.
Mate, I think a lot.
Really?
I reckon a lot. You're putting it out on national telly.
Yeah, but sometimes they couldn't show the face because they didn't have a description.
No.
The story of
50%
Jill
high.
Daniels is quite mad as well.
Yeah.
They still don't really know who done
Barry
it,
George.
Was
Wasn't
it Barry George?
Well, that was the guy.
Did who? Did what?
Jill Dando.
Because there was a documentary recently.
What was the name of the road in Fulham? It's right by Fulham's football ground. It's right by Craven Cottage. Forget the name. Do you know when I went to an FC United of Manchester game once, years ago? I was in Manchester. I was working up there. And FC United of Manchester had just been formed. I was working there in the summer. And they had this fixture because I think the fans of FC United were helped by the fans of AFC Wimbledon to get started. And FC United were playing Wimbledon to raise some money for the club. And I was like, I kind of like the principle of this. So let me go and support. So I went to this game at Bury, Gig Lane. And I was standing in with the FC United fans. And they used to do this whole song about their goalie, right? And they used to sing, "Free Barry George. We want the world to know he didn't kill Dando," right? Because their goalie was called Barry George. It's like he had the same name. The FC United of Manchester goalie was called Barry George.
Yeah.
And at the time, front page of the News of the World or whatever was police arrest Barry George, and they're like, "That's our goalie."
Wasn't there a darts player called Barry George?
Unsure.
The boy George, that.
That's Boy
No,
George.
the darts player.
Yeah, Barry.
Boy
you're thinking-
George.
No, you're thinking of
Boy
Palmer
George,
Chameleon and all
Yeah,
that.
he's not a darts
No,
player. Boy George.
that's what you're thinking of. You're thinking of Boy George.
No, there's a guy called There's something called George.
you're
something.
thinking of-
He had all the rings on.
Come,
Played the darts. No, yeah, that's Boy George.
No,
But there was a darts player called
you're
George
getting
something.
confused
What's the
between
original George? What do you just say? What's the first one?
Boy
to start
George.
Boy George.
with? No, the keeper that
Yeah,
you're talking
Boy
about.
George.
It wasn't Boy George in goal for Wimbledon, was it?
No, mate, you're getting
So
confused.
what's the
between
name?
guy-
I've forgotten the name already. I'm bad at
Robert
names.
Francis,
I'm terrible at names.
Bobby George.
Bobby George, yeah, he was a darts player,
This guy.
100%. He was
Yeah.
a darts player.
Yeah, Bobby George.
Yeah,
that's
darts
not,
player.
That's not Barry George.
He had all the rings on.
Oh, that's not Barry George.
Oh, you been watching the darts?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Mate, did you see the fella that had a mental breakdown on the?
Yeah, that was horrible.
Was-
Yeah,
The,
What-
that was-
the
that-
crowd were just
Yeah.
gone in for
He
him,
just
bro.
walked
that was
off.
that was horrible.
And then it was quite mad
No,
because
mate.
at the end he's crying on stage, and the fella that beat him's dancing in front of him.
Yeah, no, that was awful.
Gerwin Price
do you-
wore headphones once, didn't he? He had construction
Yeah.
headphones where he
Yeah.
just didn't hear anything.
Do you know what? I don't think people sometimes, and look, we all get our fair share of stick online, but we kind of are used to it, and none of us are that precious. I mean, it does get to us, I guess, on some level, but equally, you know, when you're just kind of thrown into the bear pit in the way that a darts player would be, like he's never had that before, and suddenly there's like 20,000 pissed up English fellas dressed as Smurfs calling you everything. Like
It'd be
you're
nasty.
used to that.
Yeah.
You're used to that. I'm used to that. Whereas it's just.
I'm not used to that. I never get any stick really on not major stick on Twitter or anything like that. Not
You've got to
major
stop lying
stick.
on these streams.
Do you
No, I don't get major stick like that. I don't
you
get
not?
50 million impressions on
Ah!
on tweets and stuff like that.
Ah!
Do you get stick? I get bad
Salah with
stick on
2
Twitter.
shots
Twitter,
blocked.
Twitter would be my worst.
I get tweets
What's it
saying,
called?
"Buvey, I love
Platform.
your insight into
Twitter's-
football." I
Twitter's
get stuff
just-
like that.
Twitter is far and
Vitriolic,
away,
isn't it?
Yeah, Twitter. Do you know it's quite weird? Twitter people are awful, and Instagram people are nice.
Yeah, if you're getting ripped on Instagram, you probably deserve it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? If you're
Yeah.
getting stick on Instagram, that means you deserve it.
yeah. Twitter just seems to be only bad.
yeah.
Like literally only bad news.
But we do focus on the bad more than the good. And on that note, yesterday, for the first time ever, someone came up to me and said, "You two are really good."
About who?
Because usually it's, Buvey's a prick, or Rory.
Oh, he's in a bar.
Slap Rory for me.
They've got
It's
to score.
something like that. And
Yeah.
yesterday someone was like, you three are amazing.
Really?
You never get
Nice,
that.
isn't it?
Usually like one of us hate the other two.
No, I find it very weird when people are nice. I don't really know how to. Not in person. In person, people are very nice. He's got such brilliant feet, Hazard. Hazard?
You know which
reminded
one
me
I
of
hate?
Hazard.
Yeah.
You know
So
which
it
one I
reminded
hate?
me of Hazard. I was about to say Salah's feet there reminded me of
Oh, that's
Hazard.
amazing.
And instead of saying that, I just went, it is Head and Hazard. Yeah.
You know which one I hate though? when someone takes a picture of you, which is fine, we've got enough time for that, and then they go, "Oh, it's not for me,
Yeah,
for my
yeah,
friend."
yeah, I get that.
What's your name again?
Yeah.
Oh,
And you're like-
no.
Hold on a minute.
Mm.
You're buoying me off, and you've just come over.
I had
to
that
me.
in the pub once. They were like, "Oh, why is everyone coming up to you?" Like, not everyone, but like, "Why is my mate coming up to you? I don't even know who you are." I was like,
I don't know who the fuck you are. Yeah.
"Fuck off, mate."
Yeah.
Bellend. I hate this. Have you ever had this? Like that? Like the little
What,
sneaky...
just take a picture? I had it on the tube.
I had it in the
actually.
gym.
I had it on the tube. And I was like, I know you're doing... Because you know what was quite funny as well? You know the reflection of the tube behind? I can see their screen.
Yeah.
So the guy's kind of like pretending to be like reading and he's going... And I'm just looking in the mirror and I'm like, that's me. I can see me in your fucking mirror, in your camera screen, you dope. Yeah. Also, like, I don't know what that picture does for you. It's me.
No.
It's me reading a copy of the Metro like that, going, "Why is this bloke taking my picture? Why is this bloke taking? Why? I'm trying to do the. I'm trying to do the crossword
if you're a
on the
tourist
back.
from London, I get. If you're if you're from London, you should. I think you should.
I'm going
be
like
a lot
that.
smarter than
All
that.
I'm doing is I'm going European country, 6 letters, T in the middle. I'm thinking, what is that? What is that crossword
Austria.
clue I need?
No,
When
it's
you,
7.
when you come to
No.
London as a
No, there's one
foreigner,
today
whatever,
actually.
you
Go
can
on.
be.
That was
6
7.
letters, European country, 6 letters, T in the middle. Come on, lads.
Oh.
That was on my crossword today.
Estonia.
Oh,
No, too many
that's
letters.
7.
6 letters.
T in the middle.
Yeah.
There's no T.
There's 100% one. I got it. But on my crossword today, it was there. So let's see if
T.
you got the skills.
Oh, Malta's 5.
Malta.
No, Malta.
Malta's European, isn't it?
Malta's
Yeah, it is,
European and 5 though. Do you give up?
6.
6.
No, I've not given up.
So
Yeah,
I'll give you a clue.
Austria.
No, Austria's too many
I
letters.
said Austria. Liverpool through here. Diaz.
Switzerland.
Switzerland
He's
has
got
6
2 runners
letters.
either side. One of them's Hakpo, cross to Salah.
Oh, he's nearly
Well
scored a goal.
defended.
God.
You know, Archie Gray.
Well defended by Archie Gray.
Young boy, isn't he?
He was offside anyway.
He's been fantastic.
Yeah, he's been really good. Playing
6
centre
letters,
half
T in
as
the
well. He's
middle.
not a centre half. He's doing so well there. Yes.
Latvia.
Yes. Yeah. Well done.
Don't play with me in my geography, man. I know that. I'm bad with names,
I mean,
but
you
I'm
did
great
take
with
ages,
countries.
but yeah.
Yeah, less time than Adam.
You're all right.
Yeah, exactly. And Adam's been in more countries than me, so he should be knowing that.
What's the capital of Latvia then, Brainbox?
Riga.
Rory
No, Riga is not. I've been to Riga. Skonto Riga. We played Skonto Riga.
The producer's getting this now.
No, capital of
100%.
Latvia, I believe, is Vilnius.
No, that's Lithuania.
Capital of
Is it
Latvia
Lithuania?
is
Riga.
Riga.
Weird, I've been there. Chelsea played Skonto Riga when I was young.
Yeah, beautiful part of the world. Beautiful part of the world.
It's been a good game this so far
It's
because
always a good game, these two.
Spurs are showing some attacking intent. Liverpool
this-
have had 6 or 7.
This was the game last year, wasn't it? This
Yeah,
was the
yeah,
game.
yeah. The red card.
When Curtis Jones got sent off and then Luis Diaz scored that goal.
It was onside.
But basically their
Oh,
first
good
defeat.
process, lads. Well done. That one.
Yeah.
They were just chatting in the room, weren't they?
That's one of the funniest
That was
things
the
I've
day
ever
that I
heard.
realised, like, up until that day, I think we could all be under the belief, rightly or wrongly, that they did kind of know what they were doing in VAR and the referees and whatever. And then suddenly we heard that clip and we were like, Jesus Christ, it's the blind leading the blind.
Has anything improved since then?
No.
And now they want to introduce
I
us to the
find Howard
Championship.
Webb. I find Howard Webb.
No, he's a knob. I used to like him, by the way. I used to respect him a lot.
I just find
I think he's a knobhead.
Yeah, I think he loves
I'll
the
take that back.
traction.
Don't take it back.
No, I'll take it back.
Don't
think-
take it back.
I think he might be a nice guy. It's Christmas.
He's not a nice guy.
Does
might
society
be.
work like that? Can you do that?
What, call someone a knob and then take it back
Just
instantly?
immediately go, I take it back. Like
quite-
Men in
it's
Black.
quite-
You know Will Smith when he just does that thing.
It's quite strong to do that, I think. Shows you,
Shows that you've thought about it.
That
Yeah,
you're,
a little bit.
you're flexible as a person.
Also, a lot of people just double down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
once you-
back down,
yeah.
double down.
Usually him. Usually
I never double down.
Yeah, you're known for that.
No.
I've seen that
Flat.
Libby clip. Don't back down. Don't down. It's so good.
Oh my
Got
God.
to be a goal. And it
Oh,
is.
Fuck
fuck's
off, man. It's just
sake.
boring, isn't it?
Liverpool
Boring
are winning
Liverpool.
the league. Diaz has scored.
Player.
We actually need to find a Liverpool fan that can come on the streams and talk about Liverpool in a positive light.
I mean, there's millions of them.
Well, they don't want to come on this stream, apparently.
Who have you asked?
Well, that's because a lot of them go to
yeah.
all the home games
Yeah.
for Liverpool, don't they?
Robbo's at the game. Adi Oladipo's currently flying home from Saudi Arabia for the boxing. Who else have you asked? What effort have you put in, Buvey? Then?
All the-
I put a
Red
few
Men
names in our
lads are
group chat.
all-
I
at
put
all
a
the
few names in the
games.
group chat.
Hmm.
There's not many in London.
Who is your go-to Liverpool? Who should we get?
Representative.
Yeah. Does anyone know anyone? Does anyone genuinely? You could help us out here. Does anyone know anyone who's very good at Liverpool? Because basically, Addy would be the guy, but he's so busy. It's a brilliant cross. From
Well, he's
Trent
interviewing
Alexander-Arnold.
heavyweight world
Jesus
championship.
That's a great
champion.
Jesus Christ, that is a fantastic cross from Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Because it's not,
and it's
not into
fantastic
space.
goal.
It's to Diaz.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's worth its weight in gold. It doesn't matter what he does to Maddison if it's a foul. If he's a bad defender, it doesn't matter. He gets
good
that
header
ball in.
as well.
It doesn't matter if he's a bad
I
defender.
know. Do you know what, Buvey? When you popped
matter.
off to take your jumper off, you missed a moment where Adam and I said that, and it came immediately after
Really,
that
yeah,
foul.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
the second that foul happened, we were like, he's giving away a penalty. Literally 30 seconds later, put in an exquisite cross for Mohamed Salah, and Salah should have probably done better.
Yeah.
And in 30 seconds, you had a microcosm of exactly
His
what
game.
he is.
His game. Yeah. Oh, Spurs are in.
Tottenham are in.
Ooh.
Good defending. Really brilliant defending. Is that Gomez? Yeah. Yeah, really strong. Yeah, but we do need a Liverpool fan that's more available than Addy and...
Did you see Addy last night?
Yeah.
He's so
He's
good
got
at
the
his
hardest
job.
job. He's got the greatest job. He's very good at what he does. But then he's there, and Daniel Dubois takes the mic off of him. This guy's got the hardest job in the world.
Daniel
Addy.
Dubois is the last person you ever want to hear from in that time.
No, but imagine he comes up to you and he says, "Give me the."
Yeah. If Daniel Dubois wanted a microphone
What I
from me, I'd
respected,
give it
Addy
to him.
went, hold on a minute, this is Usyk's moment.
Yeah, that was nice. Yeah,
I quite like that. And
I
also,
agree, yeah.
who the fuck wants to hear from Daniel Dubois? He can barely string a sentence together.
If I'm totally honest with you, Adam,
You wouldn't say that
I
to his
want to
face.
hear from him.
You wouldn't say it to his face.
If we
Of course I wouldn't.
Of
course I wouldn't.
I
What-
would.
what are we
I would.
doing here?
If I was going to slag him off, I'd say it to his face.
Of course you wouldn't.
I'm the same
right?
height as Daniel
But
Dubois.
Do you know Daniel Dubois? You say who wants to see that? I find it a little bit like hooliganism at football. You know when there's like trouble in the stadium and everyone goes, "These are the scenes that no one wants to see," and you're like, "Put a camera on it." Like we all want to see
No,
that.
but
You know when Millwall
It was a
went
bit
mental
rocky,
at
it was a bit
Wembley.
rocky,
When
wasn't it? It was a
Millwall
bit
went
like-
mental at
yeah.
Wembley, we're like, "Of course we want to watch that." You know, with Daniel Dubois, you go, "Come on, who wants to watch Daniel Dubois?" I want to watch Daniel Dubois talk all the time.
I want to see that,
Yeah.
but not from Daniel Dubois.
No, I do.
Bro, halfway through, he starts doubting himself. He's got no charisma, can't string a sentence together. Just keep it to your boxing, man. Even Usyk was like, all right, I'll fight you. Like, it was a bit
embarrassing. Yeah. It was a bit embarrassing, wasn't it?
All right, cool, let's scrap. Like, it's just, it's like, who's the other fella? Not Joel Joyce.
Yeah,
Joe
Joe
Joyce.
It is Joe Joyce.
No one wants to hear you
Mate,
talk,
do you
bro.
know what's quite funny? When Joe Joyce and Daniel Dubois, when they were launching their fight, I don't know whose idea this was, but they launched it on GMTV. Genuinely. And it was basically Joe Joyce and Daniel Dubois sitting there at 8:30 in the morning in ill-fitting suits going, "I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to beat you up. No. I'm going to beat you up." Yeah, it's an unbelievable interview. But I find Daniel Dubois, like, brilliant. That clip, you know when he does that clip, and when I think Joshua says to him something like that, "Ain't that right, Daniel?" And he goes, "Huh?"
I like when he calls him.
Isn't that right, Daniel? And the camera cuts to Daniel Dubois. and
He
he's
wasn't
like,
listening. Yeah.
It's a bit Cole Palmer, that, though, isn't it?
Huh?
It's a bit Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
You know, the geezer asked him
Oh,
a question
yeah.
for about a minute. He goes, what? I love that.
Yeah, but although do you know where Cole Palmer? I think
I love
so.
Well,
good.
Palmer's Einstein compared to that guy. for real.
Cole Palmer is an actual genius as well. Like he is. Okay, he's not the most eloquent man in the world, but he is far more skilled at what he does than any orator that I know.
Any orator.
Any orator, yeah. So anyone who's, like people like to mock Cole Palmer for his lack of
Yeah.
enthusiasm in interviews. Anyone that's mocking him isn't as good at
Of course.
talking as Cole Palmer is at football.
Yeah.
The other thing where I thought Cole Palmer shone, it was such a brilliant interview. Did you ever see, who was it? It was Tim Sherwood. Remember Tim Sherwood who played for Blackburn and Tottenham? Tim Sherwood was interviewing Cole Palmer on the side of the pitch. And Cole Palmer was brilliant because Tim Sherwood said something like incredibly disrespectful. Whether you believe it to be true or not is kind of not the point here.
About his teammates?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
You've seen it. Have you seen it, Booth? Tim Sherwood basically goes to
You would
Cole
have seen it
Palmer.
at the time.
He basically goes to Cole Palmer, you need some good players around you.
Yeah.
Which is
I've
such a
seen
snide attack on the
Yeah.
teammates, right? Cole Palmer just looks at him, clearly no clue who he is. Just looks at him and goes, "You're talking about these brilliant players here. Like, don't say that about my teammates."
Yeah.
But it's such a good reply. Like,
Also because he could easily
he'd
get
just gone with it.
caught up
He
in
could
the
easily
moment.
have just
Yeah.
gone, "Yeah, it'd be great if we signed some new players." It would have been a totally legitimate sentence, but he didn't get caught up in it at all. Very clever.
No, I like him. What's
What's that, first season at Chelsea? Last season?
Yeah.
I very rarely follow opposition
Like
players on
individuals,
social
yeah,
medias, but I follow.
Did you see him at Winter Wonderland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
With his chippy
disguise.
tips.
Yeah.
They're not chippy.
Totally in disguise. Mate, I went through Winter Wonderland.
Oh, no.
Do you know everyone was there? It was like tragic. Everyone was there.
No.
Every single Christmas party from every single football club that you can think of. I'm talking
right.
from Coventry to Wigan to like
They
were
love it.
all
People
there.
love it.
Jay went to the one in Manchester. He got an invite from the organisers, so they got like a VIP day, and like Phil Foden and everyone was there with their kids as well.
I went because DJ Luck and MC Neat were there.
Sick.
You think that it was in like the Bavarian village. I literally lasted 20 minutes just because it was so full of the worst people in the world.
Could have been 2-0 to Liverpool,
packed,
cleared
isn't
off the line.
It's crammed in
It's
there.
going to get.
Do you know
viral.
that kind of person, like sleeve, Moncler coat, mad teeth, loads of muscles, that sort of
Essex Ravers.
New build
that
house.
sort of thing? Yeah, those what's that
they
brand
call
called?
themselves Big Steppers.
On running,
Yeah,
on
but
running.
they wear it to
Man bag.
to warehouse projects
Yeah.
as well.
Least Range Rover.
Basically, the worst people. Like, I hate that's.
They're there at the
person-
rave, filming the rave like that. They're just like
You know, the worst person in the world, in my opinion, is that person.
yeah.
Probably called Dean. that it was full of that.
That's awful. Yeah. Print works for.
I've got a mate called Dean who couldn't be far from.
No,
the
I've got a
opposite
mate
of
called
that.
Dean, who is exactly.
Why would you call your kid? You guys have got kids. Why would you call your kid Dean? What's the rationale?
But but you know what, mate? When I was young,
It would have been a
Deans
cool
were
name
about.
back in
It's
the
like
day.
Gary. Gary was about when I was young.
Yeah.
Gary.
Last
Dean,
year there wasn't a Gary Bourne, was there?
No. But when if you're
Wasn't a Gary
if you're
born from his mother?
basically between if you're 35 or even a bit younger, maybe 30 to 40, I think you know Gary's. If you're sub 30, I don't think you know Gary's. Your dad might be called Gary.
Yeah, I
Gary
don't know
will come back. Also think about the one Gary in our game.
Gary Neville.
No, sorry, in our game, in the YouTube sphere.
Gary.
This is embarrassing. You don't know.
Who knows what? Gary in YouTube football.
You're
YouTube?
very good friends with Gary.
Gary. Yeah, I know Gary.
I know
Gary.
Gaz Drinkwater.
No,
But
But
Gary from
presumably,
Everton.
yes.
Everton Gary.
that's Baz. You're getting Gaz.
No,
and Baz
there's
muddled.
there's an Everton Gary. 100%. Man United Gary.
No.
Liverpool Gary.
I'll give you a clue. Tottenham Gary.
Gary.
Of course.
Oh, he's Gareth.
No, he's Gary. Yeah, Gareth.
But he's not
yeah.
Gary.
I think he's Gary.
He's Gareth, isn't he?
No, he's Gary. Because I remember, do you know when I found it out, and I've known him for years, when you were talking, you know Man United have a player called Palestri.
Yeah.
And you obviously, because of, mate, you made a joke about
I call him
calling
Gary. 'cause he
Gary
used to be
Palestri.
Gary
Gary
Pallister.
Pallister. And we were with Flav. And Flav went, is he called Gary? Yeah. I'm like, no. Flav,
I've only ever
damn it.
called him. The YouTube football world's weird. Sometimes you only call people by their YouTube names, don't you?
Yeah.
I've only ever called Troops.
Do you know his real name?
Yeah.
What is it?
I'm not saying- I'm not gonna- I don't wanna say it.
Does he
I'm not
put it
gonna
out
say it.
there? Does he?
I know what it is, but
No, but do
I don't think he
people
does.
know?
I don't think he
put
does.
it
I
out?
don't want to put him out.
If he doesn't put it out,
It's like
there, don't put it
expressions.
out.
I've never called expressions by his real name.
Do you know his real name?
I think I've heard. I can't
think
remember.
I knew
I know Troops.
Troops' and expressions, but it's just not coming to me for the sake of it. But yeah, it's like someone doesn't want to use their real name online.
Like, but I saw my mate. I saw my mate the other day, and he came up to me and said, "Buvey." I was like, I knew you before. I've known him for 10 years.
So are you Lawrence to them? Are you
Yeah,
just
I said,
Lawrence?
why you call me Buvey like that? I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. The only time I've ever called you Lawrence, I think, is when I introduced you to my wife. I was like, I can't do this. This is my friend Lawrence. This is my wife.
Yeah. That's where it should be.
Yeah.
Buvey. Jesus, man. Flav.
Yeah. But his surname is Flav.
True. Oh, well, I'm not going to say it. Certain names. There's certain names you wouldn't say in
Bottle
real
it,
life.
you
Do you think you could create one?
Hello, mate. Here's my mate. What's the most weird one? Is there a weird one in the industry?
I mean, all of them are quite weird.
Here's my mate Troops.
All of them.
Back again.
All those soccer AM people. Like one of them was called Rocket. One of them was
Oh,
called,
Rocket. Yeah.
One of them was called Tubes. One of them was called Smithy, although that's his surname.
Smithy. Yeah, but that's from his real name.
Yeah.
But he was actually
Adam.
what he played the character Frankie Fryer.
Frankie Fryer, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you can go the other way? You know how we're saying that you can't go from a name, persona. You can't go from Buvey to Laurie. You're always going to be Buvey now. Can you go? So can I do it the other way? So people know my name's Rory. Can I create a? Can I?
I always in my contacts you're CFC Rory Fan TV.
God, we've been friends a long time.
I've got your number saved twice for some reason. So sometimes it comes up as Buvey and sometimes it comes up as Lawrence from 90 Minutes.
Lawrence 90 Minutes. Yeah.
When I was
The
producing.
important thing with you, though, which differentiates the Lawrences in our world, you're a W.
Yeah, that's the correct way of spelling it.
Is that true?
In my opinion.
That's how him and Llewellyn Bowen spell it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, how does Llewellyn...
Well, no, the famous writer, D.H. Lawrence.
Is
the
it
famous
W?
Lawrence of Arabia, T. Lawrence.
Is it W?
Was all W's. Yeah.
Lawrence of Arabia is W.
Yeah. Yeah, Oscar-winning film, mate. 4-hour-long film. He liberated Arabia and then he died in a motorbike accident in the West Country.
I went to the cinema the other day and it was really upsetting because I saw a film. It was good, but my wife didn't like it. And do you know how bad it is when you arrange to go to a film that you've got once you've got a babysitter? Do you know how good the film has to be to
justify your time? Yeah. What was it out of interest, the film?
It was called Kneecap.
Oh, right. You didn't like it?
I liked it, but my wife didn't like it.
Right.
And therefore...
Could you sense at the time she wasn't happy at the time?
Yeah.
Right. That's terrible.
And so...
And they're sat there like...
and I'm paying for a babysitter, so I'm like going, we have to enjoy this. I'm like, you must enjoy this. You must have fun. Yeah.
Do you book a babysitter out of like Yellow Pages or
no.
Is it someone you know?
I'm not allowed to grass them up, but it's someone...
Is it Flav?
It's Flav. Yeah, but he asks for cash in hand. It's Flav, and he insists on it cash in hand, and he doesn't want the tax man to know. So yes, it's Flav.
Well,
no, I wouldn't let Flav.
Bomber Clark Barry in the comments said, what a great name, by the way. He said, fair play, Rory. You chat utter horse shit under your own name. That deserves respect.
There you go. Is that a super chat?
Nah.
You didn't even have to read that out.
No, you didn't
have to read that out, and you just
read
showed
free ones.
Hang on a minute. You didn't even have to read that out.
What's a charity? What's a charity?
It wasn't even a super chat.
What, we're Oxfam. We're Oxfam all of a sudden.
Barry, mate, where's your Christmas spirit? It's Christmas. Could you not use this as an opportunity to maybe be nice?
Rory Bartholomew Jennings.
What?
Where is that from?
Do you know who that is? That's
What's
Expressions.
that from?
It's Expressions.
Oh, right,
it's complete.
right. I never knew that was.
No, it's complete. It's complete nonsense from Expressions.
Plus Yellow Pages.
Do you know what I did? There's right on Old Street, right? The Barbican end of Old Street. There's this block of flats called Bartholomew House. Like it's an estate. And it's called Bartholomew House. I saw the sign. I was walking past because I play football near there. I've taken a picture of it, right? Me next to it because it says Bartholomew House. Sent it to Expressions, thinking it was funny. He's used it against me. He's used it against me. I was like, I thought this was funny, like for us.
Yeah.
It was so funny the other day how we had that video ready to go for Spurs beating United.
What was
kind of shows you how bad we are because a Spurs fan preempted them beating us,
what
which
did
is
he
depressing.
have?
But he made like a music video cussing KG.
Did he?
He's got AJ Tracy in it. AJ Tracy.
Not performing, but he's in the video. Yeah.
He's in the back. He's in the video.
Really?
In the back of the video. Like
Liverpool
sat
on the
car
attack.
with Expressions.
Oh, Alexis McAllister,
there we go.
2-0.
Oh man.
There we go.
They've won the league, haven't they?
It's just a variety of goal scorers they've got as well, like players like McAllister chipping in. You know, when you think there's a way of stopping them, I don't know, you stop Salah, maybe you stop Liverpool, it's just not the case.
They're going to win everything. They have to win at least 2 trophies this season.
Are you putting the pressure on?
No, they have to.
At the moment, they're 4 points off Chelsea with a game in hand.
Yeah, they're going to. I think Chelsea have got the quality going forward to win, but not the keeper.
We're ahead of... No.
4 points ahead, not off.
Yes.
Sorry. Did you think, hold on a minute.
Unless they get the keeper.
Yeah, I was like, I like this, so I'm not going to contradict you, but
What is Fraser? I'm better than Fraser Forster in goal.
He's funny, man.
He's crap.
A prick. Broke my...
What's he doing?
Absolute prick.
What's happening there?
You know, most of the time when goalkeepers make a big deal of it, I
He's
feel
an
a bit
idiot.
sorry for them, and I kind of like... With him, I just enjoy it. I want him to have a Karius moment.
What is he doing?
He's got zero brain cells.
He's got no elevation.
Could he not try and claim that ball instead of doing a big stuff?
He needs to do work on his squats, man. He's got no elevation.
He's got no brain cells.
He's 6'5" and he can jump to 6'6".
Yeah. Is that Heitinga?
Johnny Heitinga, yeah. Johnny Heitinga.
Johnny Heitinga's in the thing.
The guy's got no brain
weird,
cells.
Isn't it? Everton.
He played for Everton, didn't he?
Yeah, he's good defender.
Well, that's this game done.
Yeah. I know. There is something...
We should do a quiz at half time. Why don't we do a quiz?
Come on then, I'll ask you 3 questions about geography. Ready?
But you got the last one wrong. Your own
You
question.
got it right, mate.
You said the capital of
me.
Lithuania
Right, okay.
was Riga.
What is the capital of Florida?
Jacksonville. You don't even know.
I don't need to know, do I? I'm asking you questions. I'm the quiz master.
Well, you're wrong.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
I'm not wrong.
It's not.
I brought the answer up. I don't know it.
It's not Jacksonville.
wanna have another guess?
Wait. I think I can get this. Hang on. Tallahassee.
Correct.
Oh, you
It was
must
your
have
own
changed.
question.
It must
No,
have
but
changed.
I genuinely didn't.
It's changed in the last few years. It must have changed.
It has actually changed quite recently, actually.
Yeah, but
It says
not from-
Tallahassee was chosen as the capital of Florida in 1824.
Yeah, I'm talking about pre-constitution.
So it's changed very
Yeah, no.
recently.
Tallahassee. God, mate, I pulled that one out of the bag.
What's the capital of Luxembourg?
Luxembourg.
Oh, fuck off. I've already asked you that, man. Nah, man, I don't count.
Okay, what's the capital of... What is the
Got
capital?
to think of a country first.
No, I'm trying to think of a slightly obscure,
Hundreds,
but also
hundreds.
gettable. Let's go with California.
Oh, that's, yeah, I know that one.
You-
Sacramento, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
I didn't realise states had capitals.
Yeah.
Mate, states are bigger than countries. California's
Yeah, I
got more
know
money
they
than
are,
the UK.
yeah.
I've got to get out to California, man. This place is...
California's
place is dump.
amazing.
I'm not sure.
Oh,
San Diego,
idiot.
Santa
I
Clara.
can't say I loved LA.
No,
can't
LA's.
say I loved
Go
it
there
there
for 2
as well.
days.
Yeah.
Great. You know, it feels like you're in a movie. Go to the comedy store, whatever. But get out of there and go to San Diego. It's fucking beautiful.
Yes, I have heard good things about that. I just don't feel very Californian.
Oh, mate.
no, you're
California's
a city
right
guy.
up your street.
You're a city guy.
Do you reckon?
Oh, mate.
I feel. Do you know what I don't like? Any
Adam's a
culture.
California
Any
guy.
culture that is
You're a New York guy.
vests and flip flops. If that's like basically, I've never been to Australia and I'll probably never go because I don't ever want to see a
And there's
geezer's
a lot of
armpit.
mullets there as well, which you...
Bad haircuts, bad clothes, bad.
It's like walking... it's
Big
like
board
all
shorts.
all the characters from... what's that thing called?
What's the
Stranger Things.
You know, vests. I just don't understand how any self-respecting man can wear a vest in public or in private, to be totally honest with you. But in public, I saw a man on the tube in a vest once.
You know what's worse?
like-
you know them vests?
I was
that
like,
have
you should be arrested.
really low-hanging...
Yeah.
So now your tits hanging out the side
Mate,
and...
no one
Yeah.
ever needs to see your armpit, ever. Like, on a tube.
Yeah.
Tube's bad.
Flip-flop?
I don't mind sandals. I don't mind
What are they?
sandals.
What, like
Between the toe?
Birkenstock thing?
Yeah, Birkenstocks maybe.
What, that thing down the middle?
Oh, you can't
No,
wear thongs.
no.
They're called thongs, isn't it?
Thongs.
Flip-flops.
Thongs, yeah. Thong sandals or whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah. But basically, I've never been to Australia, probably because of that reason. Look how open Tottenham are in the middle.
Shit,
Postecoglou's going to have
They're
to
getting bullied, aren't they? What's the point of Tottenham? Why do they exist?
I mean, kind of...
What's the point?
they're a great institution.
I was in the stadium the other day. Yeah, they had these tours, hundreds of people doing like a stadium
Oh,
tour.
what were you doing there?
I was go karting with Peter
I
Crouch.
saw you. Is that where it was?
That sounds like Would I Lie to You, doesn't it?
On my life, Tottenham have got a go kart track
Where?
underneath
What?
the stadium, which is F1 approved. Because you can practice your like turns and stuff in a go kart, like Lewis Hamilton used to do go karting. So it's underneath the stadium.
Really?
Yeah, honestly.
I did not know. It must be mental under there because I've been under there before, and I've been in the. You know they have like NFL dressing rooms.
Yeah.
So you know when like there's an NFL game.
And then Spurs are in. Madison.
Oh, it's 2-1.
Fantastic finish by James Madison. Game on again. Great finish. He's been in good form recently. McAllister's asking for the foul. I didn't see that. I
Is it
think
going to be looked at?
it kind of cut to a replay and then cut back, didn't it?
Who's that? It's like a brand new ref every week. Who's
It
that?
is, isn't it? He
Who the
looks like
fuck's
a FIFA ref. You know where they just got a random ref with a weird
MPC
name?
in it.
Squatted. He looks short. He looks like he's 6'4".
He's one of those random characters on San Andreas. Just
David
walks
Coote in
around.
disguise.
That's not a foul.
Where's
Stop
the foul
moaning.
there?
Isn't.
You fouled him, if anything.
That's not a foul.
It's never
It's
going
not
to
a
be.
foul.
No, it's never a foul.
You can't.
The only thing you could suggest is, and I don't think it's a foul, but has he stopped him getting up? Like, does he get up to?
But it's 50-50, isn't it?
It's a great
If
finish.
they don't give
It's
this is
fantastic.
corrupt. Simple as that.
No, they can't look at that. It's not clear
Well,
enough.
Van
You never
Dijk's
know
gone the wrong
anymore.
way. If Van Dijk goes in rather than out, he blocks that. Look, watch. Van Dijk goes the other way. Look, go in and not out, and
Did
he
he
blocks it.
anticipate a pass
Yeah,
to
I think so.
Solanke?
Maybe Maddison deserves credit there.
Good
Gave him the
finish.
eyes.
It's a very good finish.
Good finish.
Fantastic finish.
Postecoglou's got a bit of a lifeline.
We've got a question here.
Wait, was it a super chat? Because don't be asking
Yeah,
me.
these are super chats on the screen.
Okay, just double checking because last time you insulted
We've
me.
got 3. Nadir says, no matter how bad Forster is, Spurs can't score. Just as they scored.
Money well spent.
Dan says, have any of you watched Day of the Jackal? I thought that was about Carl Frampton for a very long time, by the way. I haven't seen it.
Liverpool are in. Liverpool are in.
Diaz.
Diaz.
Good block on the line by
Oh,
Jed
sorry.
Spence. Offside.
Why let him play?
And Lorenzo says, what is the best goal you've seen from the stand
Lorenzo's a cool name.
for your team and against your
I'd be a
team?
good Lorenzo. You know, if I could like create a persona from now like how troops, expressions.
You're not a Lorenzo.
I would have been Lorenzo.
No, you're not a no.
You're not a Lorenzo.
Yeah, I could have been Lorenzo.
No,
Why not? That's rude.
You're
Why
not
not?
a Lorenzo.
You're so far from
I could
Lorenzo,
easily be Lorenzo.
I could get away with Lorenzo.
You're not Lorenzo.
You're not a Lorenzo.
I look
Nah.
Spanish, bro.
No. You're not a Lorenzo.
Ooh, behave.
Lorenzo. I could easily. I'm the most Lorenzo-like around.
You're not Lorenzo, bro.
Lorenzo-like. What
Yeah.
does that mean?
It means I'm the most like a Lorenzo.
Oh.
If we asked a stranger, when one of these three is called Lorenzo, who is it? They'd
If you
say
could have
me.
picked your own name, what would it have been?
Rory. Rory. You?
I don't know. It's a question I didn't have an answer for, but I asked. What is the best goal you've ever seen in the stand? Before and against?
Frank Lampard against Bayern Munich, one of the best goals ever scored. I'm just truly unbelievable. And an honourable mention to Ronaldinho past Czech.
Mine would be either Paul Scholes' volley against Villa
Yeah.
at Villa Park or Rooney's volley against Newcastle.
Yeah. Were you there for the Man City bicycle kick?
I don't think I was,
Because that.
But the Rooney's volley against Newcastle was better for me.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. And against Dean Ashton scored a great overhead kick once.
Yeah, he was a good
Jack
footballer.
Grealish scored a great goal.
Yeah, top corner.
Benteke scored an overhead kick for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Were you there for Darren Ambrose?
R9.
Darren Ambrose, yeah.
Were you there for
Darren
that?
Ambrose, yeah. He
League
scored
Cup?
2 for Palace, didn't he?
He's just
He was a
banging,
good
isn't
footballer, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a good player.
There's a
He's
period of
underrated
time as
bloke
well where Danny
Such a
Murphy
nice
kept
man.
scoring again.
Yeah, he scored 2
1-0
winners.
all the time.
He scored 2 winners, didn't he?
He was one of those never quite good enough for the Premier League. He never quite made the move, did he? Darren Ambrose. He's always in the
Ambrose,
Championship.
sorry, yeah. No, Danny Murphy, I think, was an excellent player.
He was good with Fulham,
I
wasn't
think
he?
that's when Gerard Houllier started getting it all wrong at Liverpool. Like, when they started replacing players like Danny Murphy with players like Vladimir Šmicer. Like, obviously, Danny Murphy's better than Šmicer.
Yeah. He was a very good footballer, man.
Yeah, he's a good player. Yeah, and he did. He scored 2 winners against Man United. One of them was free kick, I think.
Both of them were free kicks.
But they both free kicks.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, and that golden Liverpool kick that they won the cup in against Arsenal.
Got the ball. Don't fucking moan. Got the ball. Yeah, these footballers moan a lot, man.
Yeah, although you're quite a moany person.
But when I play football,
Overall.
I'm not a moany person.
Yeah.
No, you moan more than me.
No.
You definitely do.
No.
Definitely.
No, you're famous for it,
Do
though.
you think I moan? What do I moan about? Give me an example.
Of course I don't. Calm down.
Huh?
Of course I don't. You don't. I mean, you're a bit moany now, literally. But no. Although you don't like the idea of being called moany, do you?
No, I'm 29 years. I'm 29 years old. I hope I'm not moany. What am I going to be when I'm 50? Do you think you automatically get moany as you get older, or do you have to?
No,
you have to like
no.
mentally.
I think moany 60-year-olds are moany 20-year-olds.
Yeah,
I think they're just moany.
you have to just consciously say, "I'm not going to moan."
I think
I'm just
people
gonna
with
be...
like, do you know what? My nan is 91. She's had a stroke. She lives in a shit little flat in the Kilburn High Road, and she has the most positive outlook of anyone I've ever met.
Yeah.
She had a stroke, man. She, like,
is that generational thing, like from the era she was born, sort of thing?
yeah, I think partly is that, but it's also just her natural persona,
being
like her
grateful,
natural
yeah.
outlook. This is a great break.
4v2 Liverpool.
It's a great pass.
Game over.
Got to score, and he has.
Over. This is boys against men.
Szoboszlai?
Mate, Szoboszlai.
He's been fantastic. They've all been great.
He
They're all
hasn't
10
been
out...
fantastic.
No, since he's come back. into the side.
yeah.
In the last few weeks, though.
Yeah,
he
I
has
was
been good.
surprised. I was surprised by him, but he.
Good against City.
Yeah, he's a very competent player, and that just shows you how good Liverpool are.
They're going to win
back
the league.
into the game. They think that they've scored just at the end of the half in order to make it a game second half, and Liverpool do that.
Yeah.
That is actually the hallmark of champions.
They're the best side in the league.
They're
the best side in
undoubtedly-
Europe.
Yeah, they're undoubtedly the best side in the league, and they are probably the best side in Europe. You're right. Mo Salah does really well. It's
Lovely.
another assist for Salah.
Yeah,
man.
because if he had gone to play
Diaz.
Diaz in, and Diaz was just offside.
And I think
time when it
that
released.
if you watch the defender gambles that it's going to go to Diaz and possibly gets there.
Look at that. Look at this.
and his
Through the
blind
keeper's
side
legs,
of the defenders
Forster,
as well.
man.
Forster's a melon,
Forster is a melon.
isn't he? Got no brain cells.
Yeah, save that one. Oh mate,
Through his legs, big idiot.
He has to make
he's had a-
himself
he's had a
bigger, though,
problem.
isn't he, there?
yeah, I know, but you can make yourself big and get the ball. That's the point.
Or just clean him out.
All the great keepers get nutmegged, though. If you aim through the legs, there's nothing you can do about it. All the great keepers get... If
Yeah.
you nutmeg,
Yeah,
nothing you can do.
Vialli at Old Trafford versus Peter
Nothing. All
Schmeichel.
the noise been nutmegged, it's hard. But Forster's a big lump, isn't
Yeah, a big boy.
he?
Is he
Getting
then? He's
smashed.
not their number one keeper, is he?
No, Vicario.
Injured.
That's it. Right, yeah, he's a good keeper.
Yeah, Joe Hart
He's
last
all
season,
right.
didn't he?
No, he was great
was-
last season.
Yeah, but it's all last season, isn't it? It's like Udogie was good last season. Van der Ven was good last season. Like this season,
Van der Ven's
Oh
been
yeah,
right
because he
this
played
season.
against
He-
City with a
injured.
broken ankle. Or
Yeah, it's not.
something like
Yeah,
that.
he's not had a bad season because he's been injured.
no, but it's a bad season overall, isn't it? But if you're
Vicario's
not-
been poor this season.
Mm.
Yeah.
Half time. 3-1
I need it.
to Liverpool.
I need an agua sin gas.
Just as Spurs got themselves back into the game, great timing of the goal from a Liverpool perspective to get themselves back with a 2-goal lead. 3-1 to Liverpool at half-time. Spurs just showing how Jekyll and Hyde they are, really, aren't they? And Fraser Forster's stinky week continues. What did you make of that half, Booth?
It's not even about what the Spurs can do. They're playing against the best side in Europe, dominating the Champions League. They're in every cup competition. They're top of the table. They're the best side in European football through and through. They've got the best defenders, the best keeper. They've got the best philosophy when they keep the ball, when they turn the heat up, when they're intense. They've got the best right back in the world. They've got the best right winger in the world. They've got a midfield that is functional, that keeps the ball, that is high energy. They all believe. I can't believe it, mate. They're the best side in the world.
And no one really saw this coming as well this season. Obviously, Arne Slot's first season in charge. It's difficult to expect someone in their first season as manager to go and win the league, especially when, at the start of the season, we would have said Man City would have to be toppled, Arsenal would have to be toppled, and it just looks so easy for them. Some could say it's nice timing with kind of the decline of Manchester City and Arsenal not picking as much points up. Is that fair to say, as last season? But yeah, they've done real well. And every time they seem to suffer a setback, for losing at home against Forest, couple of draws against Newcastle and Fulham, they just pick themselves up and go again. And I thought that Fulham game was, even though they drew, I thought it was huge evidence that they are a team that is looking to win this league, because a lot of teams go down to 10 men and probably lose the game, or even if they draw it, they don't show that same desire to win the game.
Yeah.
And they just went, I think they went 3-3-3 on the day.
They did.
In terms of their formation,
literally, they went for it. Like they treated it like it was a cup final. It was Fulham at home. And I think they realised what it means. They let's be completely, I say it a lot in videos and stuff for the wind up, but they've never won the Premier League with fans in the stadium. The one they did win 99 points is unbelievable, but there was not a single fan in the stadium. COVID completely ruined it for Liverpool, and that's not their fault or anyone else's fault. COVID happened. This is now the first time they could win the Premier League title in front of fans. It's an amazing era for them, and they got some players that could carry it on next. If they keep Salah and Trent and Van Dijk, they could go back to back. They could win next season, because City are a million miles off it. Same with Arsenal. We don't know about Man United. We don't know about Spurs. Maybe Chelsea get closer next season. But we're looking at a side that are capable of winning back-to-back titles, winning the Champions League. That's why they're fighting against Fulham, because they realise there's an opportunity now for them to actually do something mad special in Liverpool's history. They've never won the Premier League title with fans in the stadium at Anfield.
To be fair, they had I know what you're saying. If you're not there to see it, did it really happen? But that league was wrapped up before.
It's not like that. What I mean, I'm not obviously. I'm not. Some fans have sort of said that as a bit of a joke. Did it really happen, or you weren't there? It's not about them not being there. It's the idea that this Liverpool side, they can go and win the Premier League title with all their fans in the stadium, and they can sort of
it'll be a
have this
different
moment
feeling to it,
which they've never really had.
They can have a parade. They can do all that
it can be a bit more joyous, and it's a big moment for them.
Although they had other big moments, the Champions League win.
Yeah, and this is just my interpretation of football history, but it was against Spurs. They're all the same.
Nah, it don't matter, man. It don't matter.
No, but it does. I think it does on some level. I think it does.
If you beat Wigan in the Champions League final, you're European champions.
If you ask Rory, what's more special, the Chelsea one against Bayern Munich or the one against Man City? There'll be a chasm between the two, which is unbelievable. Seriously, and Man United have won 3. There'll be ones that
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? The one on penalties isn't as good as the one maybe George Best won in the 60s for certain Man United fans, because the drama. I'm talking about the drama of the game. Not the record's the same. It's just a number, one Champions League trophy. But I'm saying Liverpool winning the Premier League this season in this way, it'll be a special moment for them.
It will be special, but I do disagree with the point. Like, if you just win it, you don't care who you beat to get there.
Yeah, but
you don't know how you do
these players are playing for special moments for their fans and for themselves. I don't think they've quite had. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if the Champions League final was the most special in the world, because it was quite dry. There was
I know Inter are a historic team, but would you say your Champions League win felt less because it was against Inter?
No, but ours was special because it was a treble. It was against a big side, and Rodri's goal. It was a big moment. Big win against Real Madrid in the semi-final, 4-0 win. It's a minute point. It doesn't matter who you win against ultimately. But all I'm saying is, I can see from Liverpool a level of intensity. I think they want to win the Premier League in front of their fans. They want to have another go in the Champions League. I think they want to get another couple of trophies in the bank, because I think maybe they'll look back at the Jurgen Klopp era and think, actually, we should have won maybe a little bit more. That's what I think they're playing for. Some of these Liverpool players, we should, instead of one Premier League title, if Salah leaves in the summer and he doesn't win the Premier League title this season, which is obviously unlikely, he'll think, I've won one Premier League title in 6 or 7 years, when it could have been 2, 3, 4.
what I would say to that is, I get your point, but Mo Salah was part of that team that won their first league title in 30-odd years. And it's like with Manchester United at the moment. Like, I've seen Ryan Giggs win 13 league titles, Paul Scholes win 11 or whatever it is, right? All these players win so many league titles. And obviously they will always be eternal legends and right near the top of the tree in terms of legends for Manchester United. But the next team to win the league after such a long break, you'll hold, maybe like not as high as individuals, but you will hold them as high as a team because of that achievement and getting that monkey off your back and getting over the line and getting the league back. So I think, and also there's a generation of Liverpool fans, maybe my age, where they wouldn't have witnessed Liverpool winning the league. Yeah. That's the greatest team that they know.
But all I'm Liverpool saying is a tiny caveat where they kind of won by default. They won with an empty stadium. All I'm saying is this will be a lot closer to them winning their first Premier League title. It's not like City's 7th or 8th title. This will be almost as special as their first Premier League title win because of the fans in the state. It'll feel very, very similar. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I think they're playing through their skins. The Fulham result was a good point. It's like, why are they playing through their skins against Fulham? It's because they realise the opportunity in front of them.
Ask Rory what he thinks. So I'm just going to go through.
We're just debating Liverpool's intensity against Fulham, what they've shown this season. Do you think there's an element of a lot of these Liverpool players thinking we can win the Premier League title in front of our fans and create a moment we've never really had before?
Yeah.
Obviously, they've won the Premier League title already, but it was marred by COVID. It was a little bit of a weird season. This is like a true season.
Yeah, I mean, I think that will be a motivator, but I don't know how much of a motivator it will be because players should be motivated to win a league title irrespective of whether their fans have seen them win one or not.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how impactful that will be. I think it might affect the fans. The desire from the Anfield faithful, from the desire from the away end to go, come on, let's get over the line now. Let us witness it in proper circumstances. It might affect the team because it will affect the fans. But in terms of the professionalism of Slot's team or anything like that, I feel like Mohamed Salah, for example, his determination to win the Premier League title is what it is, irrespective of whether they've won it 4 times in
Yeah.
So
do you think there's an element of the Jurgen Klopp era? You look back and it's 1 League Cup, one FA Cup.
I think Salah
should be 3 or 4 or 5.
The stalwarts of that team, like the keeper, Virgil van Dijk, Mohamed Salah. Is there any? No, there isn't anyone like the icons of Liverpool.
Andy
Some
Robertson.
are still writing their story.
Yeah.
We don't know. Maybe Gravenberch will become what we're talking about here. But I'm talking about like the tried and tested legacy players. They possibly will look back at the legacy, and we know because we lived it. We witnessed the brilliance of Liverpool. We know how good they've been. We know how brilliant they were under Klopp. We know how mesmerising that team was. But history will be quite unkind to that team because in 40 years' time, 50 years' time, people will just know that they won 1 league title. It will look like the anomaly in the way that it will look for Blackburn Rovers or Leicester. Whereas, so those players might think, 1 more. You win it there, you win it a few years later. It's the same spine of the team.
And the Champions League.
The Champions League thrown in and maybe another Champions League this season. There's no reason why Liverpool aren't capable of winning the Champions League this season.
Because Adam and I were debating about the actual Champions League win that they had under Jurgen Klopp. This sounds crazy. They beat Spurs. It was a justified game. There were fans in the stadium, of course. But on some level, it was a poor final.
No.
Did it display Liverpool in their ultimate best? Was it a great final to look back on in the same dramatic fashion of how Man United beat you in Moscow? That was dramatic. You beat Bayern Munich on penalties.
I don't think
there's an element of...
No. Look, don't get me wrong. If there's a way of winning a Champions League final, the way that Manchester United won it in the Nou Camp or Chelsea won it in Munich against Munich, that was obviously like cinematic. But there's no bad way to win a Champions League.
Of course not,
we won probably the equivalent of what we're saying about Liverpool's league title. We won the worst European Cup that you can win.
Yeah.
And it still feels absolutely amazing. Yeah. So no, I don't think there's an element of that. I guess where Liverpool might think they have a bit of unfinished business would be maybe Real Madrid. Real Madrid did them in Paris. Real Madrid did them in Kiev. Maybe they'd think...
Get them in the final.
And obviously beating Real Madrid feels more historic than beating Tottenham.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think it matters. We beat you in a fairly underwhelming final in a half-empty stadium. And at the time, we were playing against a team similar to Tottenham who had never won the Champions League. And it's still one of the best things to have ever happened.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's interesting.
So no, ultimately, I don't see it as being especially significant. But I just think that they seem to have this desperate. Whoa.
Thank you. Thanks.
I just think that they seem to have this kind of like desperation to succeed, and it's probably because of Arne Slot.
It's all down to him. He's a genius.
Yeah.
I love how when I went out, I waited for Buvey's camera to switch and all that stuff, and then come in and just absolutely gate crash everything. We got a super chat. Says Rory is wearing Buvey's City gym jams.
Do you sleep in this?
No.
He sleeps in your shirt.
No, he sleeps naked. He strikes me as a man who sleeps naked.
How do you know that?
I mean,
you shouldn't know that.
Everyone
What,
sleeps
start
naked.
bollock naked?
I sleep totally naked.
Of course.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm free as a bird, mate.
You're meant to. It's good for you. If you're constricted, it's
I
not
just
good
have
for you.
shorts on.
No, you've got to be completely naked.
No matter what the weather, I like to get warm while I'm in bed, if that makes sense.
I'm always hot though. You know, I've never been cold in my whole life. I've never felt
I
cold.
realise how dull this
Oh,
conversation
just
is.
come on.
So
No,
let's move
genuine.
on.
Oh, just the waffle, man.
It's true. I've literally never experienced cold.
We
You know,
need to get
people
you
are
on the
like,
waffling podcast.
people go, "Oh, isn't it chilly?" I'm like,
You've
no
never
idea.
been cold.
Such bollocks, by the way.
Never felt it.
I've heard him
You've never felt
moan
cold.
about the cold.
Oh,
sob.
no.
You know the way Geordies are like t-shirts in the winter.
You've never felt cold.
What?
You've never felt cold.
Never in my whole life
So why'd you wear a jumper here then?
because I'm being festive.
No,
You've
you
never
did
seen
it
me in a
because
jumper.
Yeah,
you
you can't get
cold.
a Christmas t-shirt, can
Yeah, you've never seen. Yeah,
You've never
seen,
felt cold.
Never.
Oh,
You've never seen me in a t-shirt before, in a jumper before, have you?
Someone said this is Rory's Alan Park.
I have literally last year. Literally last
No,
year.
you've never ever.
I've heard you moan about the cold a lot.
Impossible.
I think
What do you mean you've
remember
never been
Paris when we were
cold?
rocking around Paris?
Yeah, you were
too hot.
moaning. You were
and he was
moaning.
standing there going, fucking hell, this is
No,
Yeah, you
I
were
was
moaning.
boiling. I
And
was
we
in
had
Paris,
people
and I was
walking
like,
past us in front
I was
of
like,
the-
mate, this feels like.
You were chatting to that
Sub-Sahara.
French chef guy, and then you were kind of, I thought, I didn't know what was going on.
And you were feeding
Yeah.
that woman.
Yeah, remember? You were feeding that woman.
Yeah, American
You
girl.
fed that woman, you little snail.
I've
Guys, the
never
club-
been cold. What's going on? You might.
I'm just telling you the truth.
You need to go onto an episode of Casualty or something. That's a medical condition.
Been on,
You've yeah, well, yeah.
and I ended up on Harry Hill because I was the waking dead. I was the breathing corpse of Casualty.
That's crazy.
You
I
had
was in the
Harry Hill
background,
on
and they
the
went,
video.
"Okay, action." I went, and then I went, and I'm in the background on the thing, and Harry Hill was like, "The corpse is alive."
What isn't that? What would you call it? Director or producer for like
It's
not
all-
going? Hold on a minute.
Yeah,
he's absolutely cut this up.
It's not only my fault. I think
It's not your
thank
fault.
you, appreciate
You
it.
can't check every shot, though, can you? It happens. There's
Well,
some massive movies.
you're making an hour show, half an hour show.
No,
you
there are
can
some
check
massive.
everything.
There
I
are bigger
bet-
movies with bigger budgets that have got like the Waking Dead, £1 million TV show. They're like zombies in the background. They're wearing like jeans and they got no makeup on.
Have you
It's just like
seen?
normal
Have you seen the
humans.
scene in Sopranos when Richie April gets shot,
Yeah, but
and as he falls back on his chair,
By
you see a
Janice.
hand holding the chair,
do you?
Wow,
see a hand holding
that's
onto the
good
chair, yeah.
trivia. I've never heard of that.
No.
and you never notice it till someone points it out. Because
That was nasty.
in that.
They had
Yeah.
one fight and he gets shot in the
No,
chest.
he
Do you know
deserved it.
what was
He-
amazing?
One fight.
Do you know what? Was
he
amazing
smacked
about?
her in the face.
Do you-
Yeah, no, that's horrible. But you don't get shot back after one fight.
No, do you know?
probably need to call the
what
police,
was
don't
so
get shot
good
back.
about The Sopranos in terms of the realism? That scene's strong. But you know what I loved about the scene where Ralphie has a fight with Tony,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it was so he gets the raid, the thing that you kill flies with. He gets that and he sprays him, and it's like sometimes when you see fights on telly, it's all like glamorous and people ducking and like people. That was just like, oh my god,
Ugly.
Yeah,
My favourite
ugly.
part of that is obviously Chrissy walks in absolutely high as a kite,
Yeah.
and then he grabs his head and his hair comes off in his hand.
Yeah, he's jumped
And he
out his
goes-
skin.
He goes, "Wait, you didn't know?"
Yeah.
Like-
yeah.
He was always going to be a baddie, wasn't he? That actor's been the bad guy in everything. The
Oh, he's a
Matrix,
great
Ralphie.
actor.
Memento.
He's a great actor.
You seen Memento?
I don't think
Christopher Nolan. You have to watch Memento. Mate,
good.
you have to watch it. You'd love it.
so. Well, I'll
Everything's
have a few
backwards.
days at home to watch stuff, so maybe I'll.
Memento, trust me.
We are sponsored by Sky Bet. Thank you very much for sponsoring us and being teamed up with the club. We absolutely love Sky Bet for being part of the team. And as we have said earlier, something super is coming to town because Sky Bet have a super week, Rory, where what is going on?
It's right. It is the Sky Bet Super Week, and you have super size, not 1 but 2 weeks of free bets. You're getting free bets galore on Sky Bet. Huge boosts, totally free giveaways for not 1 but 2 weeks. It is simply sensational. Make sure that you download the Sky Bet app now.
Absolutely massive. Yeah, from Friday the 20th of December to Thursday the 2nd of January, there'll be some special offers dropping across football, horse racing, boxing, darts, and many, many more.
Yeah, and sit back, get the sport on, all the sport. There's loads going on for around Christmas, innit? And get ready for even more of what you love. Sky Bet for the fans. I won a little bit yesterday.
Did you?
I put money on Usyk to win.
Did you?
Yeah, I knew.
I didn't think he would.
Yeah,
Just any win.
Just overall winner. Yeah,
fair enough.
I just didn't think he would win.
I thought Fury. Did you see Fury how big he looked?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I just thought that it had a draw written all over it for a trilogy.
Yeah, I know. But they pulled him down in the ring.
Yeah,
The ref pulled him
I
down.
like the fact that he came
Usyk
out
had his
to
pants
Mariah
down in the
Carey.
ring as well.
You know, he was heavier than when he came back after the
Yeah.
weight stuff. He was heavy, obviously a bit more muscle at that point, but still heavier than the comeback against Wilder 1.
Yeah.
That's 7 years ago.
Yeah.
But fucking hell.
It was
That kid, that Otoma knockout. Did you
Oh
see the
yeah,
knockout?
great stuff. It looked like he just coughed him as
Think
well.
it
Like the
was-
second one, he didn't look
The
like.
thing is,
The guy's leg folded under him. He's 6'6".
you know Usyk and Fury, when they're going for it like that, it's just like amazing, isn't it? Like they're such warriors, the pair of them. Like it's just such a good spectacle.
And I don't think watching on the TV we realise just how hard these lot are getting whacked, man.
Oh my God.
I remember watching Takam Chisora, and I was literally ringside. I was like right in front of the ring, and at one point they were like here in the corner, both just swinging, like digging each other, giving each other, and the noise of those shots is like.
To cut you in half.
Imagine getting smacked with one of them. But we were in a screening watching the fight yesterday, and me and my mates all lumped on together Usyk so we could like enjoy the fight. And when the decision got made, because it seemed like it could go either way, we're all on the tables and that. It was
Yeah,
so
no,
fun.
you won money, man. It's good.
Yeah, it was.
It's good. It was
laugh.
great. It was a great fight. And then they're talking about Fury Joshua at Wembley or Tottenham, aren't they?
Battle of the
Yeah, I
losers
mean-
at Tottenham's ground.
It's a shame it's happening with no bouts potentially on the line, and with both fighters having suffered big defeats. But it's a fight that has to happen.
Could
right?
Fury come back through other ways and get titles back?
Yeah.
Not off of Usyk, but
Because
in a
there's talk
couple
that
of years.
I just
Usyk is
don't
going to
see
go
what's-
back down to cruiserweight. I don't
Yeah.
know how true that is.
No,
but if he did,
say
then
that.
the bouts would be vacated.
I just don't know what's in it for Fury now. Like the legacy is secure, the payday is secure. Surely just retire.
He looked old, I thought, in the
Just
final.
retire.
I thought he
You know,
looked
he's
old.
got 7 children, more money than he could ever spend, a wife who adores him,
Yeah.
legacy totally intact.
But then he loses. He's always said about his mental health that he loves being in the gym and training. He might be one of them. Like George Foreman came back when he's so old. It's
No,
just
but
these guys
to,
love fighting.
Yeah, but you've got to.
Why not?
He just needs to find something else.
I felt so
I know.
sorry for Dave Allen. I was surprised to see him fighting the old White Rhino. I was surprised to see him back in the ring because he's retired, I'm sure, a couple of times, and like it just seemed like he didn't fancy. He used to block shots with his face, which was mental. But I thought he won that fight, and for him,
If he was
today,
robbed, or was it a marginal thing? Like
I thought he got robbed personally. I mean, robber
What a
is probably a
touch to
strong
Bosnia.
word, but like when someone that clearly like has fallen out of love with the sport, and then you get robbed of a decision like that, it must be so disheartening for them to try.
do you
and
think it's
come back.
related to they're trying to build Fisher up to be the next?
I think they are. Yeah, I think they are.
Well, I thought
the
his
TikTok
dad
presence, hasn't he?
showed quite a lot of grace. Did you see his dad have a word with Dave Allen afterwards? Which I thought was
Well, Dave Allen give Fisher a kiss, didn't he, after the
Yeah.
fight? Because I don't. You can't blame the other fighter for the judge
no,
getting it
but
wrong.
I thought
right?
it was very graceful of the older Fisher. Very graceful of Bosch to go over and actually acknowledge that he thought his son was very lucky. Yeah, it's a great night of boxing.
That Atoma kid, fuck you, no.
Yeah, it's a killer, isn't it?
If I gave you $5,000, but you got to take a right hook,
Of course not. I'd die.
$5,000,
I'm
one
dead. My
one
life
punch.
is worth more than $5
No, one
grand.
punch.
Yeah, but I'd die.
You wouldn't die after one punch.
I
there.
would.
You would.
I'd break my jaw.
I
and
remember
die.
my mate who's
$5,000.
like a
No.
featherweight, Raza. I got him to give me a little dig in the side.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
They punch in a way that you
Fucking
can't.
painful,
They punch
man.
in a way that you just can't understand. Like, do you remember when that fella got knocked out at Wembley Box Park? The bouncer.
Yeah.
The bouncer.
Was a former boxer.
Yeah, it was
I
the,
watched
it was
that
the
a lot
fella.
on
It was the fella. The bouncer was the bloke that fought Mike Tyson, and the son sponsored his shoes because he knew he was going to get knocked out. The son sponsored the soles of his shoes. What was his name? But anyway, he had a fight, and it was all videoed at Box Park, and this geezer's really giving it Larry. And the former boxer, who by the way got absolutely ironed out by Mike Tyson, just hit him in such a way. It was such venom and such pace on the dig that the kid was
Folded.
folded in half.
5 stone wet through.
Yeah.
Imagine giving it the big one to him. Sometimes no,
Just
you
didn't
play.
expect it to come though, did
He was
Sometimes-
he?
giving it to everyone. That was his issue. I watched it so many times. That video.
Also, a lot of people think they can't give you a dig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're working, I'm gonna push
Yeah,
the limits.
yeah.
I did think that. I thought he might have lost his job. I hope he hasn't. Obviously.
Self-defense because he's holding back for a long time, and then when the geezer
Yeah.
steps to him,
Also, that
That's
fellow
when
would
he
have been wild to try and
lights out.
press it. That fellow who got hit would have been wild to. He doesn't need the court case over
Box
that.
Park.
Yeah.
Such full of knobs. So, ever been to Box
You
Park?
strike me as a box park man.
Oh,
Yeah, you love a
of
bit
course
of
you
Box
say
Park.
that. What are you talking
I
about?
could imagine you wearing your England kit,
That's
throwing
recent.
booze around.
No. Box Park.
Spurs on the attack. Great ball out to
What's
Son.
the point? Why even say anything
Who
about
pinged that
Spurs?
pass there?
Why? Why talk about Spurs?
Dominic Solanke.
Do we have to
passes the
keep
ball
doing
back to
Spurs
Pete.
games? Why? Why am I watching these guys?
Well, this is a big game because Liverpool potentially could stretch their lead.
I came to the studio
Van
30
Dijk's
minutes
come down
early. I thought
injured.
I'd watch a great game. Maybe the Chelsea game. I was interested in that. Man United, Bournemouth. Fulham, Southampton.
How abysmal!
Southampton. How are they getting TV coverage? Southampton in a pink kit. They're getting relegated. I mean, it's
All
just,
due respect,
why?
I know like we should televise not just the big teams, but today just showed you how wrong, like how bad we get it in the UK.
How are you not on TV?
in terms of football? Like all the games should be available. If you're a Southampton fan, you should be able to tune into Southampton. But like, how are you Everton, Chelsea, Manchester United? Like,
Yeah, but Southampton
how
will be
can
fine
you
next
not
season, 'cause you
legally
can-
watch that in the
But they
UK?
can. When Southampton get relegated in a few weeks, they can watch every game free on the EFL channel and all that. So they'll be fine in the Championship.
But you know what I mean? How can you not have a legal way to watch football
I think
here? Like,
look, I don't know enough about it, but just to present the other argument, like overall, I'm probably in favour of the blackout being lifted. But the reason I'm in favour is because I don't know enough about it, and the data. There is an argument that if you allow 3 p.m.s, particularly on a Saturday, to be shown, if you allow those fixtures to be on telly, it will have a detrimental, disastrous impact on gate receipts of lower leagues.
I disagree with that personally.
If the data is proven, then sadly I actually kind of think the blackout should stay, because it's very important that the pyramid in this country, it's very important to the Premier League that the pyramid survives. And if the pyramid is going to come under threat because of a blackout, then
But I feel like, right, if we use Gloucester because I went to a game recently, but like if you watch Gloucester City week in, week out, I don't think Everton Fulham being shown on TV is going to stop you from going to that
Yeah,
game.
but Man United, Bournemouth wasn't shown. Like Man United.
No, but Man United, but like, I still don't think you don't go to that game in favour of watching a game on the TV.
It might slowly change.
you know your opinion
behaviour
on that. What I'm saying is there is
Yeah, it's
data
unproven.
Yeah, there is
But
data.
how old is that data? Because
That's
the
what
old,
I don't know. I don't know
50
enough
years old,
about
isn't it?
it.
It's about 50 years old.
I don't know enough about it.
Really
but
old.
The reason that the blackout exists is to protect lower leagues.
And also, by hook or by crook, people are still watching these games.
But some people, if the football was on the telly in the pub, they wouldn't go to the Gloucester game. They would just stay in the pub and watch football. Or they would just stay at home potentially and watch football. That's the argument anyway. I don't know if it's true.
You hear from foreign leagues when that's changed a few decades ago, and it's decimated lower leagues. We've got a very, very rich.
Has it?
Yeah, I've heard that in Italian football. I think it is, and I think it creates a system where only the big clubs get shown and stuff like that. We've got a very rich tapestry of football in the lower football pyramids in this country.
I do not think it would affect attendances, but I mean, could be wrong. Happy to be proven wrong, but I just feel like if you're the type of person to go watch your team in a game,
No, but the thing is, a lot of people that go to lower leagues aren't going to their team. They're not going to. They're Liverpool fans, but they live near Havant and Waterlooville, and they therefore go and catch a game at Havant and Waterlooville. If Liverpool's on a telly, maybe they just.
And a lot of Gloucester fans, they'll be a Man United fan and a Gloucester City fan, and they'll go and they'll
And
just
if Man
say, well,
United are on the telly at 3
I'm not
o'clock, they're not
sitting
going to
here.
go.
Yeah, fuck it, I'll watch it at home.
That's the argument. Look, if the data can prove that it doesn't affect it, then obviously lift the blackout. But the reason it was brought in was for that reason. Oh, he's got to go wide. He's got to go
I
wide.
don't think it's in him.
It's boys against
And now
men.
he's out of position. And
Look at these lot.
It's
bombing
5
forward.
against 3 at the
They're
back.
3-1 up.
Bad pass.
Jed Spencer got back.
Look at this.
Great pass.
Hackpole.
It's game over.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's game over,
Spurs
man.
are I know I say this,
Dear,
I
oh
know
dear.
they beat us.
I mean,
this
that defending was schoolboy.
week. This could be 6 or 7, you know.
I mean, it could get bad now. I mean, it's already 4.
Yeah, it's already bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
How
mean-
weird are Spurs, man?
They're not that weird, are they? They beat Manchester United and everybody's beating them at the moment. They beat Man City and everybody's beating them at the moment. And we saw that. And they basically just get beat. Like they were 2-0 up
You're
against
right,
Brighton. They got beat. They were 2-0 up against Chelsea. They got beat.
Lose to
They're losing 4-1 at home to Liverpool.
Lose to Palace.
They beat Manchester United in what was a very impressive result, in as much as it took them to a semi-final. And they need that. Look at that defending. God,
That's embarrassing. Look at them.
Is Ange to blame?
Yeah, of course he is. It's always a manager, isn't it? Like it is always. Ultimately, it's the manager. He's been there a long time now as well by modern day standards. You know,
Look at that. You can't account for.
No, I know.
Look at this.
I
Is
know.
that Archie Gray?
Archie
I
Gray.
mean, I don't want to be
There.
harsh on a young kid, but
Could he do better there? Yeah,
know what I
clear
mean?
it off
I
the line.
don't know what he can do really, Archie Gray. But it's
Plus,
the
when you're
ease,
sliding
it's the
back like that,
ease
you
that they,
panic,
it's the
don't you?
ease that they got to that position. Like it's not really worth exploring there. It's like why are there 4-on-3 and Archie Gray sliding around his own area solo? Like that's where the problem lies, isn't it? Not really in
The fact he's even playing in that position, he's an 18-year-old kid. First season in the
playing
Premier League.
totally out of position as a
He's
centre
played
half.
right back, he's played centre
Yeah,
back.
he's a
He's a midfielder, yeah. Craziness.
Yeah. Like, do you know what Tottenham need to do now? And I know Postecoglou won't agree with this, but Tottenham really need to just make sure that this game ends 4-1, maybe 4-2.
5 or 6 becomes a bit of a
It
headline.
becomes sackable. It becomes sackable.
yeah, Scott's made a good point in the comments. He goes, if you really wanted to watch a game, you could just illegally stream it anyway.
No, but I think that young,
Everyone
There's a lot of
No,
people
but
that don't do that.
I don't think that's true though. You know, Scott there talking, presumably, and I'm making a huge assumption here. Scott is young, internet proficient. Like, for example, my dad wouldn't stream a game ever. He wouldn't know how. Like, it wouldn't enter his head. So you know, Scott goes, well, everyone just streams. Yeah. Everyone within your social circle streams.
Yeah.
Everyone, maybe even of your age group, does. But I'd say in the country, it's minimal.
Hmm.
You know, like,
It's a minority, for sure.
yeah.
For sure.
Everyone's got a dodge. Well, I mean,
No, it's not, though. It's definitely a minority.
not everyone, okay, but everyone's got.
Most people just watch
Oh my
ITV
God.
and BBC
Oh my
Sport.
God. Oh my.
Five.
Oh my
Five.
God,
God.
these stink.
Oh, you got to score that across the goal.
Mate, he could have given Salah a goal there, Szoboszlai. He could have just had a touch and looked across the area. I'm not that impressed with Szoboszlai overall.
It's been a difficult seat, like, because it's been a weird midfield, hasn't it? It's
Look how
second-
easy that is. It's a straight from the goal
Route
kick.
Route 1.
Look where Salah's run now. Look, take a touch. Oh,
That's the thing as well, because these lot play such a. Once you go 2-3 goals down and you're chasing goals, you're just going to leave. So
but you know
many
what?
gaps.
That seconds ago, and look, I know my opinion is worth nothing, but 2 seconds ago, I was like, Tottenham just need to make sure this ends 4-1. Next thing you know, Szoboszlai's having one like in the sort of side netting. Like oh God, they're going for the game. They're bringing on
Brennan Johnson and is that Bergvall? God.
Pape Sarr going off.
But at least they got a go-kart track under the stadium and NFL football.
How was that day for you? Who
Yeah,
else
what were you
was there?
doing?
What
Why were you
happened?
go-karting?
How did
with
you
Peter Crouch?
perform?
They were trying
Was
to
it for a
promote the
video?
go-kart track on the Peter Crouch podcast, so they needed people to race. And yeah,
Who else was there?
How did you get
well,
invited?
just through PR. And
Who else?
so
was
it was
there?
me, Carlton Cole, Wayne Bridge, John Nellis, a couple of other content creators, and Wayne
I
Bridge,
spent some time
David
with John
Bentley.
Nellis in Prague, actually.
Yeah, he's a very nice
Good lad,
guy.
man.
Yeah, very
Really
nice guy. He's
guy.
a very good go-karter as well. But Wayne Bridge was unbelievable.
Wayne
he was
Bridge,
lapping
Wayne
people.
Bridge is unbelievable at everything.
Yeah, he's
Did
so
you ever
good.
see him do
Pull him
SAS Who Dares Wins?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Mate, he
yeah.
won that easy. Whatever they asked him to do, he just did it. You know when they're like, you have to like be in the cold water, like freezing cold water, and like just lie there and do sit-ups and that. Just did it.
Footballers are all right with them things, though, because it's part of their recovery, innit?
Yeah,
I'd imagine footballers are quite used to a cold.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Although
they've got
a more
ice back.
recent football, who was the footballer on it more recently? Pennant.
Jermaine Pennant.
Pennant didn't.
Yeah, I don't think he did any
Yeah.
recovery.
Pennant didn't. But Wayne Bridge just did everything. Yeah, like it's amazing. Look at this from Liverpool. Are we watching the champions at the moment?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we are.
It's a
Because
shame.
we're
it's a
halfway through
shame,
the
man.
season now, aren't we?
It's a shame you're not further along in your journey because do you know what I mean? It'd be a bit more interesting.
Or you didn't need to go to pot the way you did. If we could,
No, but I don't think you can expect City to win 5 in a row. It's crazy.
you
never said that
everyone
in your
did
entire.
expect them to
you
win.
did.
No, you'd never in your
You
entire
expect-
life as a football fan to
but you-
expect
you-
anyone to win 5 in a
you
row.
expect- oh,
so
that's
why'd you never
lovely
expect
skill.
that of Ferguson then?
Oh
No,
my God.
Buvey, you expected that. That was
No,
lovely
no,
from Diaz.
not about me. Make about you.
No, but I
You
said
never expected
Arsenal would, at
Ferguson
the
to win
beginning.
5
We
in a
were
row.
both wrong. I'm just saying that at the beginning of the season, I said Arsenal win the league. At the beginning of the season, he's so good, man. A quick feet. At the beginning of the season, you did expect Man City to win it because you predicted them to win it.
Expect's a big word. I didn't expect.
We all expected Man City to win the league.
I mean, I expected Arsenal to win the league. They didn't. I was wrong.
And no one expected
Yeah.
Liverpool to win it in Arne Slot's first season. And here they go again. Mo
Salah's
Salah's
off.
on the way.
It's not even. It's Arsenal really that are the big letdowns. Like they
City,
should be in this
mate,
position.
City.
No.
They
They should be
Let's
in a
not
position
put
to
this
be
on
No,
competing.
Buvey. It's,
Arsenal
don't think-
have gone backwards a little bit, and they should be closer to Liverpool than
City
they
should
are.
be better, but
But we can't turn this on Arsenal. You cannot do that.
I think 5 in a row is like...
No, but I mean...
Arsenal have been waiting in the wings for 2 years. They spent a lot of money to get there.
Yeah, but you're the reigning champions.
Yeah, and we should be better than...
That's the thing. When City slipped, Arsenal should have been there.
Exactly. And Chelsea spent over £1 billion, 1.5 billion quid. I don't know where Spurs go from here. 4-1 down at home. 30 minutes to go.
At some point, do you not think it's just going to have to happen that they sack their manager? Like whether that's today.
Who do they get in?
I don't know, mate. But staying with the wrong manager because you can't think of the answer.
Liverpool are off again.
Also, there are options. Like
oh my god.
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 Do you see what I mean about sacking the manager?
What minute will White Hart Lane be empty by?
73.
No, they'll stay there because he spent 150 quid, so they'll stay the whole game.
73.
They got the cheese room as well to sit in afterwards.
Do you not think that they just have to sack him? And you know when you say who else? I don't
Graham
know.
Potter, something like that?
Iraola?
Yeah, I think that's a great show.
Marco Silva?
Yep.
Like they're both good managers.
Silva doesn't lose 6-1 or 5-1 to Liverpool in this way.
It's great preparation for their League Cup semi-final, isn't it?
Is it 2 legs? Is it still 2 legs?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
I don't mind it, man. It's
a lot of football. Why do you need 2 legs for a League Cup?
A little bit of tradition.
What do you think it should be? One venue, one neutral venue.
Yeah.
God, he does well there, Sabos. Like, he's remembered what he did last time, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is that Salah hat-trick or is he on 2?
2. And an assist as well. He got the assist earlier.
Yeah, McAllister Shabba's like 2 for Salah and Diaz.
Yeah. Salah's getting towards the records, isn't he? You know, like Ian Rush and all that.
Where is he in regards to top scorers
5th,
in the league? Is Tottenham?
Oh, in top goals in the league. In Liverpool all time, I think he's 5th.
He'll be the highest scorer from a foreign country in this league, won't he?
Yeah, he'll beat Aguero.
He needs to stay a couple more seasons. I think he's 20-30 behind Aguero. That's another season, isn't it? I think he's about 20.
Another season. Yeah, it's another. Oh my God, it might be just another afternoon against Tottenham, mate. Oh, he bottled it, Szoboszlai. That's mate, they're giving it back to him. They're giving it back to him.
I hate to see Liverpool win.
But it might as well be 10
but
now.
I want to see him.
I'd love to see
it might as well be 10 now.
I'd love to see an 8.
Oh,
lovely.
Gravenberch.
Yellow
lovely
card.
feet.
Is that Gravenberch?
Yeah. Mate, that was funny. God.
Oh, unbelievable. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. We're doing a stream in a few days after Christmas as well. So make sure you subscribe and like the stream. And check out Sky Bet with all their offers throughout the Christmas period. Give us your predictions as well. Maybe 7, 8. It could be 8, guys. It could go 8-1.
They're going to do what United did to Forest all those years ago. Who else has lost by... United scored 8 against Arsenal.
What we
Man City lost 8.
Obviously, we know there's 9s against Southampton.
Chelsea did 8. Chelsea did 8. Aston Villa.
You had a big one against Wigan as well, didn't you?
We had an 8 Villa to win the league. We had a 6 Man City. We had a 6 Arsenal.
We lost to Middlesbrough 8 under Sven.
We had a 6 against Arsenal.
We had a 6 Arsenal. We
Right,
had a 6-0. Wenger's 1,000th game.
Oh, that must have been...
Oh! Alexander-Arnold. He fancied it against
That was
Forster.
outrageous.
It's a great effort.
Good save as well, to be fair.
I mean, he has to save. It was a good save, but he just has to save that. It's basically from the halfway line and it's not deflected or anything.
Yeah, it's good height for him as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was 2 inches higher, he doesn't.
Do you think Fraser Forster's a little bit like...
Useless.
What am I doing? Do you know that fight? Do you remember that fight? The young kid, Edwards, and he says to his corner in mid-fight, he's like, I don't even want to be here. Do you think Fraser Forster's a bit like that? Do you see Sonny Edwards when he was like, I just don't want to...
I like Sonny, so it was a bit sad, but I do want to know what you're saying. Like,
But do you think Fraser Forster is just the kind of going, I don't even want to
Oh my God.
Oh, Van Dijk could have gone on goal. Why didn't Van Dijk go for goal? Van Dijk tried to set Salah up.
Wow.
I imagine one of his defenders have gone, Fraser, what the fuck are you doing? He's gone, mate, listen, I don't even want to be here.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. I just think, do you think Fraser Forster could just go, like, you know, when the next one goes in, you just walk up, just go, look, I'm going home.
off.
I'm going home.
You know, if one of your players...
I'm a really wealthy man. I've got a lovely family. I'm going home.
We obviously don't want to, promote grassing. You know, if you're a defender...
Oh, the feet from Alisson.
And your goalkeeper goes, I don't even want to be here. You have to grass to the manager, don't you? You have to go, listen, he's just told me you don't even want to be here. Get him off the pitch.
You can't, You can't say it as a keeper. You just can't say it. But I think that's how he's feeling. Although he might be going, look, I'm going to retire at the end of the year. I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm just going to enjoy every minute of it. Regardless of how it goes, I'm just going to enjoy it.
Still buzz, isn't it? Still buzz.
I'm a Premier League footballer. I'm one of the best 11 players that Tottenham have at their disposal. And Tottenham are a big, successful club. This is amazing. You're all here to watch me play football.
I bet he's on 50 grand a week now.
Just enjoy it.
He's not. He's never on 50 grand a week.
You don't think?
Spurs' second string goalkeeper.
30. I bet he's on 30.
He probably is.
Maybe he's on 30.
I mean, how much less can it be?
Is 25 to 50.
If you think the best player will be on what, 250, 300? I think it probably is.
What do they do with it all? Do you reckon it's worth just asking them if they'll give me some?
Fraser forced to sign a 2-year, $7.8 million contract.
Wow. $1 million a year. 7-year deal.
What did you say?
No, 2-year deal for 7.8.
2-year deal, $3 million a year.
Mate, what did you ask? If he's going to give you some money?
Yeah, is it worth DMing them, seeing if they give me money?
Mate, listen to what happened to me.
DMing who?
Mate, listen to what happened.
No,
Someone
random players.
Listen to what happened to me on the internet, on the Twitter. Fella thought I was skint, like really skint. He puts out this poker player who's incredibly successful, right? A guy called Patrick Leonard. He puts out this tweet.
It's like 80 grand a week.
And it goes, he puts out this tweet and it goes, if anyone is struggling over Christmas and needs help buying a turkey or whatever, let me know and I'll buy you the turkey. And I thought, that's such a lovely tweet, right?
Yeah.
So I liked it, I followed him and I sent him a message. He obviously has no idea who I am. And he was like, do you need me to send you a turkey?
Who's his pads?
Yeah. He's like, do you need me to send you a turkey? And I was like, mate, touch wood, thankfully, as generous as that is, I've had a lucky enough year where I can buy my own turkey. Thank you. I think. Like, I went, mate, this message is great, or something like that. And he's
Why
like,
did
yeah.
you DM him then?
I DM'd him to say I thought it was a really nice message.
Oh, I see.
He put a tweet out that said,
Yeah.
can you not afford, if you can't afford it, I'll buy
But
you
liking the tweet might be a bit of a...
I liked it. And then I
You might
followed
think,
him.
oh, well, he's liked the tweet.
And I
He
just thought it
needs
was such a lovely gesture that I sent him a message and was like, mate, this is a lovely thing to do.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I'll show you.
I think liking the tweet, if I was the one putting it out, Rory's liked my tweet, Rory needs a turkey. That's what I'd think.
Would you?
Yeah, if you if you like the tweet.
Nah.
He
If
obviously...
you quote tweet it,
If
saying,
you
this
said
is a
that,
great
I'd like it.
initiative.
Like, that's great.
If
Like,
you
well
like
done,
it,
Boo.
then I think Adam needs a turkey as well.
Mate,
No.
this is,
I'd send you a turkey from Lidl.
all I've written is great post. And he replies, would you like some turkey?
Straight away.
You know who would like that? Spraggy, please send it.
I'm not sending it to Spraggy.
By the way, did you see Spraggy? That's
Yeah, playing poker with Neymar.
real in it. Kept him waiting for 3 hours.
Yeah, I was trying to watch and then I went to bed. Yeah.
It's on real lineup. You had Papo,
Yeah, I saw.
Eubank Jr., Neymar.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked incredible.
Papo, by the way, won
I saw
$12.5 million.
Spraggy win an amazing pot where he had an open ender. Did you see it?
Yeah. The Force.
Yeah, 4-7 or something. Yeah. Yeah.
Check this out.
Do you need some turkey?
Hmm?
Do you need some turkey?
I'm fine.
I played with Miles the other day, right?
Is this in the stream I was watching?
Yeah, and Miles obviously was winding me up a bit every now and then. I was winding her up, winding Sam up, everything. She messaged me yesterday going, really sorry if I offended you during the show. I hope you took... I was like, Miles, you do realise we're friends, right?
What did she say?
She didn't say anything. It was just like, like, oh, what you doing or something like, I don't know.
Right.
Can't even remember. That's how, like, it was just normal banter, right?
Right.
And I was like, Miles, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no.
I was fine.
Yeah. It's probably just courtesy. Dear, oh dear. There's just no
5-1.
jeopardy in this game and there's like 20 minutes left. Like, the ref could blow the whistle now and everyone would be happy. Like, Liverpool would be happy, Tottenham would... Like, everyone would accept that.
It's
Do you reckon you should be able to do that in football? Like, if both managers say, this is it, it's it.
Yeah, wave the white flag out.
Yeah.
A truce.
A few people in the comments saying, so when does your free turkey arrive?
I don't need to do that.
Can I have it?
I mean,
I'll have it.
I don't need a free turkey.
Where is it?
What are your thoughts on
Is it in transit?
I love turkey. I don't know. I said I don't need it.
Can you send it to me? When it comes to you,
No.
can you send it to me?
No, but you don't need a free turkey.
Who says? What do you know about my account? I might need a turkey.
I know.
I know enough
of
about
them.
your
Yeah.
account to know you don't need a turkey.
Yeah, I might
And
need
if
an
you
extra
do,
one.
if you do, then I'm very worried about your money management.
I might need an extra turkey.
How many turkeys can one man eat?
Have you got a secret?
I'm on the
drug
protein
addiction?
diet at the moment. Look, all I'm saying is, if a nice turkey arrives from a poker player that's got millions of pounds in the bank potentially, it's a really fancy turkey, I wouldn't mind having it. That's all I'm saying. You know.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Pigs in blankets, do you reckon they're coming as well?
Love
or not?
pigs in blankets.
Yeah.
It's a prerequisite of any Christmas dinner.
When did it become a thing, though, that pigs in
Always.
'Cause I can't remember them 20 years ago.
It's a luxury. It wasn't in the
25
Victorian
years
era.
ago.
It's a luxury. It's a
I
modernity.
only remember it in the last 10 years. people
Always
did it.
in our lifetime.
In your entire lifetime?
No.
Really? I thought it was a modern
No,
M&S thing.
no. Pigs
It's
in
a new
blankets has
thing.
been about. It's not new.
It's a fad. It's
a
more
new
of a fad.
thing, man.
No, it's been
is.
about.
With Christmas dinner, and people going, you have to have them with a Christmas dinner.
What you have to have a nice chestnut stuffing. Oh, you've always got to stuff the bird.
Yeah. You tell me.
Single on Buvey. You've always got to
No single me, man.
stuff
Come
the
on.
bird.
Yeah. Go on.
What?
More ingredients.
I'm just saying.
Or you just have stuffing by itself.
I love stuffing.
Yeah.
I love cranberry sauce. I love bread sauce.
Don't like the oh no.
Bread sauce?
Oh yeah.
Not
bread sauce?
Not
Beautiful.
cranberry sauce.
Sauce made out of bread?
Yeah.
Why
Or
would you want?
sauce
Why do
or
you want a
bread?
fruity cranberry sauce on the
Wonderful.
side? Horrible.
It's like,
bread
It's
sauce?
like I like applesauce with pork.
Apple sauce is great. I have it with every roast, though.
Yeah, I have
What did you just say? Bread sauce?
bread sauce. Beautiful. On
Yeah,
a
bread
Christmas
sauce is very traditional. That's probably more traditional than pigs in blankets. I'd say.
Made with milk.
Yes. Yeah.
dinner. Are you a sage and onion man or a chestnut man?
Sage and onion, man.
Sage and onion,
Stuffing.
Yeah.
chestnut, more chestnut. Yeah.
Sage and onion.
I'm turkey all through December.
Parsnips, sprouts.
Yeah, parsnip. Beautiful.
Yeah.
All of that.
Beautiful.
Getting hungry now.
Brussels sprouts galore.
Should have eaten before I came in. Fuck you know.
I have mash
You
and
usually
roast.
turn up with about 7 bananas. Where are they?
Not here. Why don't you bring something for once?
This looks like porridge or hummus, boys.
Beautiful.
What, the bread sauce?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it goes wrong, it can look nasty.
What's your favourite Christmas song? I love it.
Favorite Christmas song? Fairy Tale of New York.
As I get older, I realise how good it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was like, I was a kid, I didn't really get it. Now I'm like, I
Should we
really
duet
understand
it?
it.
You be Kirsty McCall and I'll be Shane
can't.
McGowan.
You guys do it. I can't.
I
do it.
went.
can't do that.
We did a show in Dublin this time last year, and it came on when we were out, and it was just like, this is good.
It's a vibe.
That's
Innit? It's a real vibe.
Everyone's singing it, and that.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, this is good.
He's passed away now, hasn't he?
Yeah, and she is. Painful circumstances.
Bringing the tone down on the show, innit? Oh,
Spurs.
Kulusevski!
Hey, that's a good goal.
Oh.
That's a good goal.
Spurs will concede 2 now.
No, they'll score another one.
yeah.
No, they'll score another one and get back into it and then
7-2.
concede, yeah.
Yeah, they'll lose 7-2.
You're handsome, you're pretty, queen of New York City.
They've lost 7-2
When
before,
I've
haven't they?
finished playing,
What was the
they
7-2
count
before? Was it
after
Man United
all.
7-2?
No, they won
7-2.
6-1 at Tottenham.
No, what was the
Man United.
7-2?
No, 7-0 against United.
There was a 7-2 there somewhere. Look at this ball.
You know you're not allowed
You
to
said
sing
Solanke
that
was a
whole
flop.
song anymore. They've changed the
Yeah,
lyrics.
yeah.
You're not allowed. Do you know
Why?
what else? Do you know what else I
You know
saw?
why?
Which I couldn't
know,
believe.
actually.
Do you know the song? Hey baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah.
I really can't wait.
Yeah,
Didn't
yeah.
Kylie Minogue
know you're not
and
allowed
Robbie
to-
Williams do?
Yeah, you know you're not allowed to sing it anymore
Why? Because it's
because it's
cold outside.
No, because it's a bit leery from the man. Because the man's just basically going, like, come in my house.
Start CUM.
I just couldn't.
Oh, man.
Single on Rory.
CUM.
Did you see that girl? Did you see her?
Come in my house.
Did you see the girl?
It was Villa Liverpool 7-2.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not
What girl?
That girl.
No. Who?
The girl, the famous
No.
girl.
No, I don't know. Who?
The girl who's pleasuring young men at Nottingham University.
I mean, there's probably a lot.
Oh,
of
thingy. I saw. Oh, yeah. Oh.
You know, I saw
you
a
seen the
set
video
of
on Twitter?
trainers. I saw a set of trainers.
Yeah.
They were remarkably like. They were
Oh,
remarkable.
you're on about Lily Phillips's mate.
I couldn't believe it.
People have been calling Man City Lily Phillips.
Yeah, because it's like this is
you get
this is
pumped
this is
every week.
Ilkay Gundogan and Bernardo Silva in midfield, and they open the door, and 20 guys walk past her. I was like, they're fucking right, you know. That's Ilkay Gundogan in there. Seriously. It's so depressing. They open the door, and it's like, oh mate,
Stampede.
What
Couple of
the
old
issue
fellas in
is-
there as well.
Yeah.
The
My mate
demographic-
picked
I
out the bowling guy.
Geezer in Crocs.
She's uniting everyone.
No,
Like, they're all
Do
coming
you think
together.
it? Do you think it brings world peace back to the world? Everyone's united in
Yeah,
one
like,
single
you got-
mission.
Yeah.
Are you
Mad, man.
likely
Bringing all the...
to get AIDS?
Oh, don't say what? No, stop saying that. Can you stop saying that on stream? Every week you're bringing that up.
It's because every week, somehow, Lily Phillips comes up.
Really sad, you know. It's actually really sad.
The interview, Josh Peters did the documentary.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't watch it because it was on Patreon. I ain't paying to watch
no,
it.
you can't watch
You see on
it
Twitter.
either. You
So
can't
it's
watch
full
it.
on Twitter.
You
Yeah, it's on Twitter.
You can't watch it.
No,
Did
I
a
do
good
want to
job, to be
watch
fair, because she looks so upset.
I want to
It's
see
like,
what's in the
fucking hell.
mindset of people that go into there.
I
don't know what's going on.
I think the mindset of the man is pretty obvious, right?
I don't know,
just
because
a leery.
if you're that desperate, there's other ways to get you. I'm sure, like 100 man in there.
The thing is, the cleanliness of it all, the whole situation would just really upset me. You'd have to get the Dettol out. You'd have to turn up with a load of antibacterial wipes, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Imagine how dirty you'd feel after.
No, you couldn't. You just have to.
You have to turn up in a hazmat suit, wouldn't you? Complete hazmat suit.
Oh,
Like an episode in Chernobyl. You know, in Chernobyl when they go to Ground Zero and they're walking around. Do you know what I mean? They're in that yellow suit.
Coffee said, imagine if you get a ticket. A ticket, by the way, like it's a butcher.
Oh, do they do it like that? Is it like a
Yeah, they do.
20 or higher.
Wait,
Yeah.
so you're number
Like you're in the
24
queue.
and you've got to wait
Yeah,
your turn and you go for a coffee and come
You
back.
get a little paper ticket, yeah, 24, 25.
What, like the way you used to get the cheese counter at the
Yeah, like in the butcher. yeah, when
Apparently,
you wait
one
for
of the
your
guys
turkey in the
asked
butcher.
to be number 100.
That's a depraved.
And then she
man.
mugged him off because she just let another guy in and there was 101 in the end.
101
She
Dalmatians.
said, oh, well, you've come in and fuck it.
She's
101.
Cruella de Vil.
Oh, he's in. Lob the keeper. Lob the keeper. Lob
You
the
got this.
keeper.
You got this. You got this.
He has.
That's in.
Oh.
Should be
Fraser
scoring
Forster
that.
did well there.
He was one of the men, 100%.
I think
He's one of
Fraser
the men.
Forster handled that situation really well there.
Yeah, seriously.
Look,
Yes.
look,
Fraser
Forster,
Forster is
Forster,
Billy
what do you
Phillips.
reckon, son?
You don't even care, does
He
he?
shits himself every time.
Fraser Forster is basically, I'm telling you, he's going, I'm just going to enjoy every minute of this. I'm going to just really, I'm basically got 20 Premier League games left in my career.
Oh my God, what
Jesus
are these
Christ.
lots doing?
They're shit, aren't
I
they?
watching Man United.
That's the Jed Spence, isn't it?
He's been good recently, so I don't really want to blame him, but
Yeah, I mean, that was,
it was a hospital ball to him.
yeah. The
At least Spurs fans have got 50
Cent and Mary J. Blige, yeah.
and Davido coming. It's still quite full.
Oh.
I told you they've spent 200 quid. They've got a cheese room. They're just going to sit there all day. They don't care about
I think the goal back would have changed things a touch. You know, like when Kulusevski pinged one in, it's given them another 5
Yeah, a lot of
minutes.
people would go, if we haven't scored by the 75th, I'm off.
Yeah, and then they scored one.
Just on the 75th.
Yeah.
Just to prolong your misery.
I reckon by 82, if it's still this. Oh, by the way, if it gets worse, if Liverpool score one of these millions of attacks, then it's a fire drill.
What was the game where there were loads of fans outside and the team turned it around?
Yeah, and they all had to run back. Was it at West Ham? They all
It
had
might
to,
have been West Ham.
they all had to run back.
Might have been West Ham. Yeah, 'cause
They're
I
all-
remember the Stratford Promenade and all that going down to
I'll tell you
Westfield.
where it happened massively. It happened in Gelsenkirchen. You know when Jude Bellingham scored the bicycle kick against Slovakia?
Mm-hmm.
You know Jude Bellingham for England in the summer?
Trying to get back in it with
Mate.
You were there at that one,
I
innit?
was at the game, but I hadn't left. But a lot of people had left and they weren't letting anyone back in.
Oh, man.
But it's only 1-0. What are you leaving for?
You deserve to be not allowed.
No, you
back
deserve
in.
to, yeah.
Yeah. You deserve that.
City fans weren't allowed to leave Juventus after the 2-0. They had to wait there for an hour.
Oh, that
Away?
happens every away.
Yeah,
Away, yeah, they won't let you out.
Yeah.
Like United got locked in at the
Yeah,
Etihad.
they lock you in everywhere. For ages
an hour.
as well.
Because once you come out of that coach park at the Etihad, it's just mixed.
Game on.
Yeah.
Come on, Spurs. Let's do something, mate. Come on, then.
Big win this for
fucking
Liverpool, though. You
rubbish,
know, with
aren't
the pressure on them a bit. You know, the points cushion that they had was cut short. This is a very big win for them.
We lost the derby at City once, and I was doing fan cams, and I would rather have been on the side of the gate with the City fans. You know, it's just moody, and you're like, oh, Jesus, gonna get one here. Such character building doing fan cams, by the way. God,
It's a rite
I don't know
of
how you
passage.
do it.
It's a rite of passage.
How many have you done, do you think, total number of individual videos?
I didn't miss a game. Like, obviously, there was some games I didn't have a ticket, but I didn't not travel to a game for like 8 years or something.
So every game is, what, 20 fan cams on average?
no, some games you'd get 2 or 3.
So what do you think total fan cams
Oh,
you've
you're on
done?
about number of people.
Yeah,
I
you've
spoke
done.
to.
Yeah.
But then there'll be some home games where you do 20.
1,000, do you think?
Oh, way more than 1,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's say 38 league games and you got your cup games. United probably have 60 games.
60.
We knocked them on the head about 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
What, you did it 5 years in a row, 6 years in a row? Longer?
No longer, so 7 or 8. We knocked them on the head eventually because it just became people looking to go viral. Like the beauty of Andy Tate and the beauty of Ray Bobbins and the beauty of all these people was that they were just saying what they felt. And eventually it became people trying to go viral, right?
When you know what the
and
game
it's like,
is.
It just felt a little bit like we will do them now if there's a protest or, you know, there's a big thing going on, maybe a cup final or whatever. But doing them every single week, we didn't think it really created great content. Because also, like,
but it's an
I know
amazing
some
thing
fan
to think
bases
back.
love all that shit, but I'm just like standing there like, I'm not enjoying it. Like,
Well, especially if it's a lot of losses. Like
no, but even not that.
Not on a wind. I'm just saying it's like
It's
a
just
lot of
people-
negativity, perceived negativity, isn't it?
But a lot of the time, it would just be like, you're saying what you know will go viral, right? Or think will go viral. And
But
it
that's
only
a
really
rare thing.
works if it's natural.
You've interacted with thousands, like you've created content with thousands of United fans. Like that's a mad thing to look back on some level. Do you know what
It's
I mean?
incredible. And we still, when we go abroad, when we go pre-season, we still do things like that.
That's a level of opinion. You've got access to a level of opinion that not many people would ever have. You could never gauge. You've kind of canvassed Man United fans for a period of time in Man United's history. Unfortunately for you, it's a terrible bit of history. You've not won a league title in that time or whatever.
No, it is interesting.
But you know, it's an interesting
Like,
period.
Viewing it more as like a social experiment than a job. Oh, mate, this is.
How many have they had cleared, like,
Yeah.
off the line or just
It's
before
been
it's got to
total
Fraser
domination, hasn't it?
That's a foul. That is a foul.
Let me check the stats on like shots. and that.
That's a foul. Fucking who's this NPC ref?
What's that mean?
Non-playable character. Never heard of an NPC?
He doesn't really play computer games like that.
You must know what an NPC, like one of those guys that walks around, automated person that just walks around. Have you ever looked at someone in London and just thought, you can't be, who are
Liverpool
you?
have had 21
They're bringing
shots
on Timo Werner. This could change everything.
for Liverpool. They can get 3 more.
Timo Werner. Fucking hell, man.
Even slated him. Did you hear?
My mate Dean's just messaged saying, how comes Buvey tried to violate my name?
How does it work? You've been watching the whole stream?
Yeah,
Oh,
of course
cheers,
he is,
Dean.
man. Big up, big up.
What did
Dean.
I even say? I said Dean's a great name.
You didn't.
If you're born in 1962.
Who's the most famous Dean in the world?
Dean Saunders.
No.
Dean,
Must be a more
Dean
famous
Martin.
Dean Martin, mate.
Yeah, it's Dean Martin.
Dean.
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 Sturridge. No, his name's Daniel Sturridge.
No, there was
a Dean
Dean
Sturridge.
Sturridge was his uncle.
dad's.
Played for Derby.
Dean.
Billy Dean.
Dean.
James Dean.
Dino.
Dean.
Dino.
James Dean.
Oh my God, they've scored again.
Wow, 5-3.
Come on, Spurs!
I thought Solanke was a flop. Certain people were saying he was a flop.
Why are you doing it? Why
think-
don't you just say who?
No, certain people in the football
me.
world. Did you say it?
I said he wasn't
I
worth
don't know
65
every
million
opinion
pounds.
you've said
I still stand by that.
He's not a flop.
He's not a flop, but he's not worth
He's been
65
decent.
million pounds.
He's been all right.
I mean, he scores against United every time he plays. So
Mate,
I
if
just
Tottenham
shut
get one in the next
5-4.
2 or 3 minutes, it's going to be
up. Esther Dean.
Dean
Parrott.
Dean Parrott. Do you remember
Dean Norris.
Dean?
From Breaking
Has
Bad.
there been a prime minister with Dean? Any
No.
prime minister Dean?
You're never going to
President Dean?
No.
Dean. No.
Who's the most famous
Say this
footballer?
one.
Dean? Dean Saunders. Dean Kuntz. Who's that?
I'm glad you went that way. I was going to see how you were going to say it.
Kuntz.
Dean Gaffney. Who's that?
Dean Gaffney is Robbie in EastEnders.
Yeah, Dean
I
Gaffney.
saw him at O Beach once. He got kicked out of O Beach. I was in VIP
Tell the
and he
story.
wasn't.
You've got to tell the story.
No, he got
Oh
kicked
my
out
God.
of O
Fraser
Beach.
Forster could have caught that.
Yeah, I know. It was barely a shot, was it? It's almost a pass back for
What a
the
game,
goalie
though.
of Premier League quality.
I say, what a game. Liverpool had it won. And
Mike Dean.
Mike Dean.
Mike Dean.
Dean Windass.
Dean Windass.
Big idiot.
Idiot. What's your issue with Dean Windass? What's that? Wait, there's something here, isn't there?
I think it was Dean.
He denied Bristol a Premier League side for the first time since 19...
What, scoring for Hull
79.
or something?
Yeah, whole season.
You get really offended when people score against Bristol.
I thought it was going to be something more personal. I thought he was going to...
Well, and he's a big
outspoken.
melon. Oh, he's a big melon.
There
as
was
well.
Andy Tate
He's a
once
big man.
played. Andy Tate, who we were talking about earlier in terms of like April Fool's Day fan cams and stuff. The original Andy Tate, may I add.
He's been kind of gazumped by the other Andrew Tate.
He was a steward when he was working at Manchester United as a steward. He was also a steward at Oldham Athletic, And obviously, when he went viral, Oldham Athletic had like a Legends game. So they invited Andy Tate to play in it. And we kind of vlogged it and stuff for the channel, which was quite cool. But he went on for literally 5 minutes, yeah. And, you know, he's getting on. He's not a great footballer anyway. Plays for like 5 minutes, clatters one of the players in the box. It's a penalty, you know. They scored a penalty. And in the dressing room, Dean Windass bollocked him through. It's so unfair.
Yeah, he's a knobhead.
He's
a proper
It's a
knobhead.
charity game, Legends, and you're taking it really seriously.
Oh, there we go.
God,
Yeah.
what a finish, by the way.
What a goal, Luis Diaz.
Spurs are
Absolutely brilliant.
6-3.
Tottenham are just like, it's just a joke, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it is just a
But
joke.
then to be fair, it's 3-0.
6-3.
I know it sounds ridiculous. I know this sounds ridiculous. It's only a 3-0 margin. It's not as bad as
No, but
it was
6
looking to be
6-3
5
is
or
far-
4.
6-3 is far worse.
You also
They scored
5-1
3 goals
down.
against Liverpool.
No, but conceding 6 is worse.
But
than,
it looked at the point where it's a sackable kind of scoreline. Now it's not. 6-3 is
I
way
think
better.
6-3 is
They were
worse than
5-1
3-0.
down at one point.
No, 6-3 is better than 3-0, isn't it?
No.
You scored 3 goals against the Premier League champions.
but you
6-3
conceded
is
6.
far worse. You shouldn't be conceding 6 at home, mate.
3-0's an everyday scoreline in football.
Teams win 3-0. They don't
Bournemouth
really.
won
Yeah,
3-0
yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And that's just another everyday
Fucking
scoreline
finish,
being
yeah.
a Manchester United fan.
Also, the game's not over yet. You wouldn't put it past Liverpool making it 7.
7
7 is when you have to write it. in
9
brackets
goals.
As well.
Yeah,
You know when you have
yeah.
to spell it out.
Yeah.
SEVEN.
Hopefully, the highlights should do all right.
Roman
9
numeral.
goals.
Yeah, but it's not a 9-goal thriller. It's a misleading 9 goals.
No, but we put in
Like
the video
5-4. 5-4
highlights.
with a winner in the last minute is a 9-goal thriller.
When we put highlights in the video title, people think they're going to see the goal.
Not sure.
Do we play that game? Do we? No
I remember
way.
there was a fella that used to play that game. Like he'd do a review of the match for 90 minutes, right? And then the picture of it would be like a screenshot of Sky Sport.
Yeah.
And he'd get like 1 million views.
I know
But it'd
companies
be
used
like
to do
a
that.
million 5-second views, right?
Yeah,
Because once
yeah.
people go in there, they realise, hold
Yeah.
on, this ain't it.
I used to work for a company that did that, but we're talking a company, not like an individual guy. Seriously, fake highlights on YouTube to get clicks on their
And
website.
what? Write the word highlights as if you've got the. Really?
But really, you're there talking about the game and then you got to go whole hog and do 90 minutes. So
'Cause I
people
suppose
think, hold on, that's a
How do
90
you talk
minute
about a game for 90 minutes? You're basically talking about
No, but mate,
everything that happens
narrate
as it
the
happens.
game.
No, but
Yeah,
mate,
yeah.
people do that.
Although you just said that and it's literally what
Shall I
we've
do
done
that
today.
then for my match reaction for the Man City games?
Do
Talk about
90
Man
minutes.
City for 90 minutes.
Do 90 minutes. They've scored again.
Oh, no.
They haven't.
Brennan Johnson misses.
Do 90 minutes.
Would you
review.
watch that?
Yeah, I'd watch every word.
Okay, would you watch it at Christmas with all your family
Yeah,
and all
of
that?
course, instead of the Queen's speech.
After EastEnders.
Well, you're not watching the Queen's speech
Yeah.
anymore.
My
I'd watch it
90-minute
instead.
reaction to City
Yeah.
for
I will
Everton
watch
0.
you. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to do a 90-minute reaction
And
on my channel.
put the thumbnail as a screenshot of the game and then write highlights and the score in the. Yeah.
Let's see it. Why? If it goes mega viral, I'll give you a
Should we
piece.
both
I'll give
do
you a
it?
piece.
Should we both do
Yeah,
it?
fuck it.
Should we
Yeah,
do it?
let's do it. Fuck it.
Highlights.
Why not? I've got nothing else to lose.
Oh, you know
Why
what you
not?
could do? Just put, instead of speaking for 90 minutes, you know on Premiere
Just
Pro, you
leave
do
it-
your in and out.
Yeah.
You do your out on 90 minutes, so it's just blank for
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
82 minutes.
Yeah,
at the
just
end.
click
Or
record.
just slow the speed down.
Just
It's
click
just
record.
the same sentence.
Do the first 8 minutes and then leave the room and come back an hour and a half later.
Just make a
turn
cup
it
of
off.
tea or whatever. Yeah. Oh, Christ.
That is funny.
ACADS, who's watching the channel right now, interestingly says, no one watches your channel, but here you are.
Whose channel?
What,
Our
this channel? Oh,
ACADS. He's watching, saying no one watches. It's a bit weird, that, isn't it?
You were watching last week. Those highlights did well, didn't they?
Yeah, man. We've had you know what?
300.
For some of the United games, City
yeah,
games.
we need to say a huge thank you to everybody who has subscribed and been part of this community that we're building through this year. Thank you all so much. In fact, if anyone is watching now and hasn't clicked subscribe, do us the honour of clicking the subscriber button right now. Thank you very much. It's been an amazing year and we are so grateful for all of you tuning in. You've made Buvey bearable.
I'm only bearable because we're losing now. People start tuning in, don't they? It's mental.
It's good to see your pain, I think. Because you've had so much
Oh,
success
that's
in
7
recent
years.
time.
I'm very lucky. Yeah.
It's
very
like,
lucky.
yes, let's
Yeah, but
watch this boy cry.
you
But now I'm
must
getting a
feel-
lot of heat. It's like,
you must feel a little bit the way that me and Adam would have felt in the past, which isn't true, but it is how you feel at the time. It isn't actually true. But you know, when you kind of go, like, you know, off the back of Munich, I went, it doesn't matter what happens now. If Chelsea never win another trophy, it literally doesn't matter because
yeah,
I've
of course,
already won.
Of course.
I've already won. Like, we're the first London club to have won the European Cup. Nobody
That's what
can
helps me sleep at night.
Yeah, you've got the memories of the new.
You know that thing, all the scenes I saw left me wanting more.
Yeah.
That in it.
Yeah.
Although
But-
that says I
But
want
football fans are greedy, aren't they? If there's a,
You're greedy,
if
that's
there's
the
a
thing.
title to win there,
Yeah.
City should be doing a lot better. It's like we debated earlier. Like City should definitely be, with this squad.
Kieran. These man don't even talk about the game. These man have spoke about the game, but the game is dead. Spurs are shit. And also, when you go to the pub with your mates to watch the game, do you all just talk about the 90 minutes for 90 minutes? I'm not sure you do. You end up talking about Lily Phillips. You end up talking about...
We're not talking about her ever
don't.
again. She's banned. from
No,
this
we're not
channel.
banning her.
She's banned.
She's giving us great content.
She's really, really bad, mate. It's really bad. It's so bad. Everything about it. It's so
What
bad.
would you do if
It's
like,
the baddest...
you got invited to a shoot, yeah, and she was on the same shoot?
No, I'd leave.
Would you shake her
You
hand?
wouldn't.
I would leave. No, I would not shake her hand. I'd get...
Oh, no.
Would you?
What, shake her? I'll probably shake her hand. Yeah, of course I'll shake her hand.
You're one of them, aren't you?
What, shake?
Mate, show me your shoes. I recognise those shoes. I saw those shoes in that clip.
Mate, you're so old. You're like someone from the Victorian era. You wouldn't shake someone's hand who's had like sex with a few blokes, fine. But you wouldn't shake their hand.
No, I'd wave. I'd wave. I'd wave.
You'd be
from
good
a
in the
respectable
Victorian era,
distance.
seriously.
I'd wave from a respectable distance. I don't need to be touching that.
What, shaking someone's hand out of respect?
Cock heavy hands, though, isn't it? It's cock heavy hands.
I'd shake her hand, and that's as far as I go. It's your choice. It's your prerogative.
No,
It's your prerogative.
I would wave respectfully.
You'd wave-
from afar.
You'd wave.
Yeah, I'd wave.
But what if you're on the shoot together?
Salutations from afar.
What if you're doing a lab Bible agree to disagree, theoretically speaking?
What, with her?
Everything
What on
she
earth
agrees
are we
on,
agreeing
he goes on disagree.
Mate, I'm going to go disagree here. Yeah. What on earth are we disagreeing?
Who knows? I don't know. I'm not producing
No,
the shoot.
my
am I?
answer is disagree.
What if it's Chelsea the best side from London? And she goes, I agree.
Why would she be giving an opinion on that?
You'd have to agree.
Why
I
would
mean,
she be
she
giving...
surveyed all the people in London.
It's really, really, really bad. It's so bad. Like the statement it makes about modern day society.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
It's so bad.
There's two of them though, isn't it?
To what?
Oh,
There's 100, mate.
There's
another girl.
two of the girls that do it. They teamed up the other day.
Oh God! Like they've gone back to back like MCs.
Yeah, like Devon and Bobba Ray Dudley.
Yeah. It's like
grim,
famous duos. Like DJ Luck
Sonny
and
and
MC
Cher.
Neat, Sonny and Cher, York and Cole, Idiger Johnson and Jude Floyd Hasselbank. What's the other girl called? What's this one called? Lily.
She's, I can't remember.
You know the name.
I don't.
You do.
What's that?
You know the name.
You know
do
it.
it. You're on
No.
Twitter all the time.
You know
You're on
it.
Twitter
I'm on
all
Twitter
the
all
time.
the time.
You know.
What's
No,
her
but
name?
I'm not on Twitter all the time.
I'm on Twitter a lot. What's her name?
She's a lovely person. Okay, how about that? Why don't we
Her name
define
is
them as beautiful people
Bonnie
inside
Blue,
and out? It don't
because
matter.
she's a Chelsea fan.
Bonnie Blue. She a Chelsea
Oh yeah,
fan?
see, of course Adam knew.
What? Bonnie Blue.
She's a Chelsea fan.
Jesus. Is that right? Yeah.
She's suddenly become
Adam, you know a lot
Chelsea's
about
dream
this, bro.
girl. No, I'm
do
intrigued
straight
by it
up.
all. I'm not gonna lie. I'm fascinated by it, man.
It's not fascinating.
Like it's mental.
It is. Josh Peters made a documentary about it.
It's
If you make a
mental,
documentary
bro.
about something, it has to
You
be
gotta- you
fascinating.
gotta be fascinated by
You
that.
make a
It's-
documentary about
It's weird,
Preston
man.
Monjay if you want. It's not fascinating.
That would be actually quite interesting. How it's such a big chain in the UK.
No, but mate, oh dear, it's fucking. It's like, what are you doing? Don't do that. It's really, really grim.
Sad, isn't it? It's sad, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think?
Spurs are getting Lily Phillips right now, aren't they? Really, when you
Is
think
it
about
mental illness?
it. It's
No,
hard.
it's
hard,
the
isn't it?
need. It's like
I think from
it's the
everyone
need to be
involved
famous.
is enough.
You
It's a
could just be an
business decision.
OnlyFans girl, right? But then you got to push the limits. You got to push the limits, and it's how far do you push those limits?
So-
I wonder if they make a lot of money from it.
Of course, there's 100 people.
They don't charge them though, do they?
No, it's not. It's free.
Then it's illegal.
I don't know if it's free. I'm guessing it's free.
Well, in the clip of Josh Peters'
Content. It's all for
documentary that I
content.
seen, one of the fellas that he speaks to. By the way, if that was my mate.
Did they interview someone on camera?
If that was
Is
my
his
mate-
face on camera?
If that was my mate, and you blur his face and change his voice, I still know that's my mate. Like, so his mates definitely know it's him. But like, he
No, not
had
if they've blurred
he
the
had
face
to be
and changed the
subscribed to OnlyFans
Right.
to get.
They've paid, basically. They've paid. Wow.
a $5. Jesus.
It's genius business decision, really.
It's not a genius business decision, mate. It's really not a genius business decision. Amazon Prime was a genius business decision.
Talking about Lily Phillips, Fraser Forster is letting everyone in it.
Oh, yeah, Fraser Forster. Is that her surname? Phillips? Lily Phillips.
Any other? Kevin
Kevin
Phillips?
Phillips.
Matty Phillips?
Kevin Phillips, Matt Phillips.
Captain Phillips from
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. I'm the captain now.
She's the captain now. Do you think, if you were to meet her one day and just fall romantically in love?
Oh,
Raw, one geezer brought his dad with him.
Yeah, that must have been
And
the
they
old
both
man. Yeah, I saw an old man somewhere kicking about in the
Thoughts
background.
on that?
Yeah.
What, they went together?
Yeah.
That's appalling. That's actually child abuse. No, I'm being really serious. That's actually child abuse, isn't it? Can you do child abuse to an adult child?
If you've seen
no.
your old boy's stiffy, that's mental, man. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's the worst thing you've ever. That's literally the worst thing you've ever said. That's it. That's the show. Like that's it. Nothing on this show. Imagine all the things that Buvey has said, and you've managed to say something worse.
Oh, but that's what would have
No,
happened.
you've literally said the worst thing.
That's what would have happened.
Nobody. At
I didn't want to say it,
You
but
said
I
it at
thought-
Christmas. Yuletide. God rest ye merry gentlemen and all that.
God.
I'm sitting here in a snowman.
Well,
jumper.
she's having a white Christmas.
Don't cut to me.
Cut to Buvey only.
don't
Leave
cut
the
to
camera
me.
single on Buvey only.
Come on, lad.
Single on Buvey.
No, lads,
Buvey,
lads.
genuine question. You're
How
out.
am I the most mature on the set and I'm the youngest?
I've just got one question for you before we go for Christmas.
How is that? How?
Merry Christmas to everyone, by the way. Just going to leave you with this. Buvey, if you were to fall madly in love,
Yeah.
are you, would it matter? Like, say you meet her
Sean
and she
Wright
loves
Phillips?
you,
Yeah.
would you marry?
Calvin Phillips. I said Matty Phillips, and I played for QPR at one point.
Kevin Phillips, did we get Kevin
Phillips? Phillips.
That's Collins.
Phillips, the brand, the electronic brand. Phillips.
Feyenoord. Is it Feyenoord?
Oh yeah, it is. No, PSV.
PSV.
Yeah, Phillips.
I don't know what to say anymore. I'm completely out. I just want to say to every single one of you, thank you so much for watching. It's been an emotional year. I wish you all a Merry Christmas. Thank you for being part of this journey.
Let's
What?
just talk about
You see, I'm thrown. I don't know what
The
day it is
football
anymore
again.
because of Buvey.
Spurs are incredible, aren't they? Like, this game is just epitomises Spurs, doesn't it?
Philip Foden. Philip Foden.
Philip Neville.
Philip Neville. Phil
There must be
Phil Bardsley.
Prince Philip
Oh,
passed away recently, obviously.
your face. Sorry,
He
I'm
did. He did. He's in the crypt.
Adam. I think we have to end the show. I think we have to say a huge thank you.
No,
I don't think we can
King
do
Philip.
this. I just don't think we can do this.
can do this, man.
No, you've
Prince
thrown
Philip.
it.
What do you mean? What's funny about Prince Philip? He's passed away.
No, nothing's funny. Is your face.
I
when
said
you
Prince
it
Philip is a
and the
real
way you
person.
looked
He
at
started
him.
laughing as if he wanted. He was by the Queen's side for many years, for decades. Prince Philip, German ancestry.
By the way, not one of us has had a drink here today, which is quite mental. I want to talk about the football first, so then we can speak about Sky Bet, because it feels mad to go from that to talk about Sky Bet. 6-3, man. Mental, isn't it?
Yeah, big result. Massive. Absolutely massive result. Salah was great. Liverpool were fantastic. We're probably watching the champions here. Tottenham did what Tottenham do. Postecoglou should hang his head in shame.
King Philip.
Uncle Phil.
What are you doing?
Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil.
Someone said Philip McCracken.
That's what the Philippines are named after. You know, that
Always
King Philip of
sunny in
Spain.
Philly.
I just can't believe
Phil Jagielka.
Phil
What
Jackson.
would
Phil,
Phil do?
Phil Mitchell.
Look, overall, we would like to say thank you to Buvey. What was Lily Phillips?
You guys are obsessed with her. You keep bringing her up. I was sat here watching the football.
I was watching the football, mate. You two have had a mare today.
You were there, though, boo. We saw your
Yeah,
shoes.
we saw your trainers, man. We saw you. Crocs.
Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil Leotardo.
Phil
Hellmuth.
But no, thank
Philip
you.
Hellmuth.
But anyway,
Phil Ivey.
thank you so much to everybody, especially to Sky Bet. We are so grateful that they have partnered with us. Sky Bet Super Week. There is a special week coming for all of you. Make sure that you download the Sky Bet app. You're going to have 2 weeks. That's right, 2 weeks of totally free bets. There's going to be free bets, huge boosts, giveaways. Basically, Super 6, Sky Bet have been so generous. Buvey?
Yeah, from Friday the 20th of December to the 2nd of January, some huge offers on Sky Bet across football, horse racing, boxing, darts, and many, many more.
Phil Ivey?
I've said that already.
Oh.
So something super is coming to town, Buvey?
We said, they've got 2 weeks of free bets, huge boosts and giveaways. And from Friday the 20th of December to the Thursday, 2nd of January, there'll be special offers dropping across the football, horse racing, boxing, darts, and much more. So sit back, get your sport on, and get ready for even more of what you love. Sky Bet for the fans. The club is for the fans. We absolutely adore every single one of you. Please, all of you, make sure you have a great Christmas. We will be back on Friday. We're doing the Arsenal game, I think.
Yes. Merry Christmas to everyone. Thank you for watching. It's been emotional. Ding dong, merrily on high. Let's do Kirsty McCall. Me and you, Buvey. Ready? You were handsome, you were pretty. Queen of New York City. When the band finished playing, she howled out for more.
I don't know what is it?
Oh, you clown.
I don't know what is it.
Sinatra was singing, the drunks they were swinging. Forget it. Have a Merry Christmas in a bit.